Oh, yes. Here we are again. For another stream. It's a stream. Top of the morning to you, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome. Josh's streams are more connected than the Sony movies. Yeah, probably. I mean, we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Venom 3. Venom, The Last Dance. And before we get into it, let me just say, I have no idea. There's a lot of stuff in this, like, I do not know. And we're trying to figure it out. I'm pretty damn sure that the leaks are real. I'm pretty sure that is a young Peter Parker. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it. We'll break it down. So we're going to be talking about that today. Of course, tomorrow, the Acolyte comes out. Which, by the way, we got to double check. I saw somebody in the Discord right before I went live saying that Acolyte could drop tonight. That's got to be like a glitch or something, right? So let me know about that, chat. We're going to talk about Acolyte. There's a couple other things we need to talk about. Some videos I want to react. Wait. The gambling's on? Oh, shit. Turn it off, chat. Chat, they're going to be trying to get the gambling going on. And shut it down. Shut it down. Oh, you guys tricked me. Good one. Can you talk about Charlie Barnett saying Anakin destroyed the Death Star? Sure. We can get into that. Acolyte. I have an Acolyte video that's it's going to need a little bit of polishing, but it's kind of ready to go. And I don't even know if I'm going to release it, dude. Like, the whole concept of the video, the kill switch is not here yet. I'm going to build that up. I mean, technically, I have a kill switch right there on the wall, but I want a thing that I can pull that will then pull that kill switch. So we're gonna create that. Yeah, Rossi, don't worry. We're gonna make it, baby. We're gonna make it. I'm gonna go out today and get some supplies. And we'll make it. I either want it to be behind me like this or on the desk right here that you guys can kind of see. So we'll talk about that. But like this video I have for the Acolyte, okay, the video is me giving my full thoughts on the video. The real video is about how Lucasfilm is going to give me zero credit for this. And despite all the bullcrap, despite all the fumbling on the marketing, despite how weird the current state of the Star Wars fan base is, I'm still going to be seated, ready to give the Acolyte a fair chance. Like, that's the main thing. That's like what I talk about in the video. But oh man, do I rant. I rant and complain. I talk about Kathleen Kennedy. I talk about South Park. I talk about the Acolyte. I talk about all kinds of different things. And look, it's honest. It's how I feel about it. But I don't like making that kind of content. And I'm like, ugh. So we'll see. Maybe I'll drop that later tonight. Okay, so before we get into anything with that, couple of updates. Let me kind of explain what's going on. First of all, it is a new month. Okay, what that means, a new $200 GameStop gift card is going to go out to a lucky member. Okay, we're going to do that later in the month, though, because I'm trying to drive for members. It's a new month. We have how many ever days this month is? Let's check it out. Let's look at it. 30 days. So we have 27 days. 27 days. We are going to be driving for memberships. We're trying to get to 2,000 members. And if we get to 2,000 members, we will do an additional $200 GameStop gift card next month. And we will add a permanent extra day to the streaming schedule. So we'll go like 4 days a week. And yes, I do have the air conditioner working in here. And we can talk about that if you want, because that was like a whole thing. So, yeah, we should be good to go. We should be able to stream. Believe it or not, it still gets hot in here, but it's like less hot, so I can deal with it. So it's weird. But anyway, we're driving for memberships. I'm going to do the GameStop gift card giveaway like in the middle of the month. So we'll do it like on the 15th. If we get to the 2,000 by the 15th, which would be like absurd, I'll do 2 gift cards like before even the end of the month. But either way, we will be doing a drawing for one $200 GameStop gift card on the 15th of this month. Ari, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. Rossi, thanks for gifting. JJ Lamont, thank you for gifting. Appreciate you guys. So that's the main thing we're going to be focusing on this month, is trying to drive to that 2,000 members. We do have the beginning of a new deep dive series. Okay, so every month the members and I do a deep dive on like a particular nerdy thing, right? We've deep dove on Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. We deep dove on George Lucas and the creation of Star Wars. We deep dove on the X-Men themselves. We deep dove on the Image guys in the 90s and stuff like that, right? So this month, we're deep diving on Wolverine. We're going to look into the creation of Wolverine, some of his best stories, what really makes the character what he is. We'll talk about the movie stuff, too. We'll just do a total and complete deep dive on the Wolverine character, getting ready for Deadpool and Wolverine. And then the month of July, we're going to deep dive on Deadpool. So that stream will be Wednesday night at 7:30. Come on by for that. I think that's all the updates for the channel, kind of the general stuff that we're going to be doing this month. The other thing that I want to say, of course, has to do with Unity. I've got good news. I've got bad news. So the good news is Unity Chapter 2 should be out this week. I know I said that shit before. I almost don't want to say it right now, because shit just keeps going wrong and then we keep getting delayed. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Unity Chapter 2. It's coming out this week. It's coming out. Okay, the letterer is very close. I was just emailing with him this morning. All the art's done. We're just waiting on letters, and then we got to format it and get it out to you guys. Okay, so that's the good news. The bad news is it's 6 months into this year, and we only have Chapter 2 done. Okay, so like if you just do some math, it seems very unlikely that we're going to hit the August ship date. So at this point, I'm like 99% sure that Unity Volume 1 is going to be delayed. Okay, that's all I really want to say about it for now. We're trying to figure out how to expedite the last 3 chapters. Some of this is my fault, because I made the first chapter like balloon to almost 50 pages. That's on me. Some of this is just circumstance, like things that happen with the team. Like our colorist does a lot of coloring for Spawn, and I can't have him screw that up, right? Like him doing colors for McFarlane is great. So we've had to sort of work with that. Yeah, it's just circumstance, delays. It sucks. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. And at this point, my sort of choice is, I still want Unity to just be like incredible. I want the quality, like it's more important to me that the quality is crazy. I think Chapter 2 is going to blow people away. I think you guys are going to love it. Chapter 3 is even better. 4 and 5 are like nuts, dude. So we've got really good stuff. It's just unfortunately taking way longer than I thought. And without, I mean, that's pretty much all I want to say about it for now. So again, good news and bad news. I promise you, when you do get Unity, which I still think will be by the end of this year, fingers crossed, right? It's going to be dope, man. It's going to be like this really great experience to read, really interesting story, compelling characters, crazy twists, and the anticipation for more. You know, we'll definitely want more when it's done, because there's a couple of reveals at the very end. But yeah, that's just kind of what it is with Unity. So it sucks, but it's also good, because you're going to get chapter 2, and I think people, when you read chapter 1 and 2 together, you're going to be like, wow, like this is really cool. Something special. So, yeah, that's what it is. I know. It sucks. But it is what it is. How can I subscribe on Twitch with my Amazon Prime? So I believe you just click through the regular way to subscribe, and there will be an option to do it via your Prime account. That's the way I think it works. Yeah. So, Josh, are you rushing or are you dragging? I don't know how to answer that question. I want the thing to be done way faster. That's all I can say. But look, man, sometimes, and this happens a lot, I think it's actually pretty common on Kickstarter. But, I mean, me, dude, I gave us a whole year thinking that would be enough time. And look, the team really believed that we could get it done way faster than that. We were trying to beat our release date. And that just didn't happen. So, yeah, I don't know. That's all I want to say about it. I mean, there's a part of me that's very frustrated, but it's also like, if I just let that frustration seep into the creative process, then you'll get a less good book. You know what I mean? So we're figuring it out, man. I really stand behind the quality of the product. I think it's gonna be awesome. So you're gonna enjoy it for sure. Elden Ring DLC. So hell yeah. When does that come out? When does it come out? Excited for the Ultimates this week? Yes, I am, dude. I'm really excited for the Ultimates. I might even do a little segment about it on Wednesday. We'll see. Mid-June? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, dude, this month's going to be crazy, right? So we have Acolyte tomorrow. Get a PS5 yet? No. So we've got Acolyte tomorrow. We're going to do a watch party for that. We'll see how it goes. And then what? The week after that, you have House of the Dragon? It would be Sunday. Right? But I believe that's the date. Let me check the calendar. Wait. 13th? A Thursday? Wait a minute. Hang on now. What's up with the House of the Dragon? Hold up. Oh, 16th. Okay. Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, that'll be the Sunday. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Woo! I'm so excited, dude. I shared your video. Hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, bro. Good to see you. I'd go buy it ASAP. Every Ultimate Universe book has sold out day one. Yeah, that's true. I hopefully have 5 copies of that A cover coming. Hopefully. You might want to plan your Acolyte watch party for tonight. Yeah, I saw that, bro, but that's got to be a glitch, right? If somebody can confirm that they have actually done that, please let me know. Please let me know. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. What the hell? Chet's in here? Chet, get out of the chat, man. They did it for Kenobi. Remember, it dropped early. Guys, was Kenobi the one that they dropped early? I didn't wake up in time, and then I woke up at 3 a.m. and was furious. Was that Kenobi? Oh, man. Yeah. Dude, I mean, come on, man. That's ridiculous, dude. I feel like there's somebody over there that's just specifically trying to fuck me. God, I was so mad. And then, like, everybody was like, hey, dude, just watch it at 3 a.m. with us. And I was like, nah, because I was so mad, dude. I was so mad. Yeah, her name is Kathleen. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Why were you mad? Why was I mad? Because I planned my whole day and evening around the release of the show in order to make content about it, but also have an experience with my community. And so I went to bed early. Went to bed like super early, like 8, 7, or 8 at night, so that I could get some sleep and then wake up at 3 in the morning and be rested and ready and watch Kenobi. So then, right when I went to sleep, the drones that fly around my house that are from Disney were like, he's in bed, release the Kenobi. Release it early. Yeah, no, this motherfucker's not gonna be awake. Let's go right now. And then I woke up and I was like, what the what? So yeah, that's why. That's why I was angry. But you know. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Should we get into some Venom stuff, man? Y'all want to talk about some Venom? Or should I catch up on some chats first? Let me see what everybody's saying in here. Oh, Rossi, thanks for the rose. Moose says, can you talk about the Charlie Barnett? Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. Ugh. Okay, so look, let's talk about this for just a little bit here, okay? What's the guy's name? Charlie Barnett. So, you know, the Acolyte's coming out like tomorrow or whatever, and this guy, Charlie, I think his name's Charlie Barnett. You help me out, chap. This friggin' guy, and to be honest with you, I didn't even watch the full interview. I saw the clip where he talked about this, and then apparently he said it again. He also said some other whack stuff. So apparently this guy just doesn't know Star Wars at all, right? And on the one hand, like I've seen all these people online try to be like, no, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, he's just an actor, and like, do actors need to know stuff? And this, that, second, and the third. And it's like, okay, yeah, fair play. But you know what happens when you ask Harrison Ford a Star Wars question? He goes, I don't know, and I don't care. Okay, he's honest. And here's the thing. We fucking love him for it, bro. This dude doesn't give a fuck about Star Wars. But at least he's not going to act like he understands it in a way that invalidates certain concerns from fans. That's the impression that I got from this guy, was that he was trying to say, well, what about this? What about Anakin blowing up the Death Star? As if to say, like, certain aspects of the morality of Star Wars are up for debate or question because of something that he thinks he knows about Star Wars. He was also talking about how, like, there haven't been Jedi in the shows recently, so it's really nice that there's finally a show talking about Acolyte, which, look, that's the same energy as them all coming out and talking about how this is like the first time diversity has found its way into the world of Star Wars, and we should all be really fucking excited because now it's a safe space for, you know, everybody. Like, it's the same energy. It's the same energy. It's like, you're so fucking out of touch. What do you mean there haven't been Jedi? Holy shit. And look, on the one hand, is it that big of a deal? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it's like just one more feather in the cap of a craptastic marketing campaign. I mean, look, here, hey, you know what? That's it. That's it. Where are the Acolyte defenders? Where are you at in chat? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Where are you, Acolyte defenders? Let me ask you guys a question. Okay? Let me ask you guys a question. You think it just randomly happens that the trailers have all been disliked into oblivion? Like, I feel like there are some people out there that see the fact that every trailer is getting disliked into oblivion, and they're also seeing a lot of complaints and a lot of trepidation, a lot of like stuff from the fans. And they act maybe like the cast of The Acolyte acts. Like they just come out of some sort of white loading screen room like it's the fucking Matrix. And then you're popped into a reality of which there is no like trail back in time to, you know, causality and consequences. Like this is what is driving me fucking nuts, right? Like, it feels like we can't just look around and be like, yeah, this shit's burning, it's on fire, and, yeah, people are really fucking mad, and maybe a show like this just wasn't the move. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy to me. So, look, on the one hand, is it that big of a deal that this dude doesn't know shit about Star Wars? No. But it's just one more piece of a narrative that Kathleen Kennedy is making. Like, she can't craft shit for narratives in the actual fiction, but the narrative of the downfall of Star Wars is something to be studied, something to put under a microscope. It's insane. It's super engaging. It's more engaging than the property itself. I mean, chat, throw a 1 into the chat if you are legitimately more interested in how the fan base reacts to The Acolyte than you are about the plot of The Acolyte. I'm just curious, because that's pretty much where I'm at. So, look, I wasn't even going to bring this up if somebody didn't bring it up in a chat. Because I think that's what it is. Like, I think some of you guys, like, you just care about me getting triggered about it. The most entertainment you can derive from the Star Wars brand these days is to drive me fucking crazy, and we all get a little schadenfreude. I mean, I guess you guys do. I don't. I just get really mad, and then I second guess my life decisions and think about the angst for the rest of the day. But that's the point. Like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, is it that big of a deal? No. But every single person that wants to like raise their hand and say it's not that big of a deal, I want to slap the shit out of you. And look, I'm not going to, right? Because I've turned a new leaf. It's a new year. It's a new me, and I'm not going to do that. But like, I feel like, pardon me, Josh. It's actually not that big of a deal if an actor doesn't know that. Shut the fuck up. Oh, actually, Josh, like that has no bearing on the thing. So like, get the fuck out of here. That's what I wanted. That's what I feel like doing. So thanks a lot. Whoever brought this question up, thank you. I think it sucks. Okay, let's catch up on some more chats. Moose says, "Where's the wait? What?" Moose says, "Oh no, we just did that." Rossi says, "Where's the kill switch?" Yeah. Rossi and JJ, thanks for gifting a membership. Appreciate you guys. Martin says, they got me with the carnage, but they are not getting me again. Tom Hardy and his creative team has ruined the character. Damn. That's kind of harsh, bro. What do you guys think? Also, what the hell is happening with everybody coming in here and saying, enter null? What is going on here? What is this? Is this some kind of bot farm Sony thing? What the fuck? I gotta tell you, he could have just done Null. I mean, that would have been good. It's spam. I know it's spam, bro. I just don't understand why. Okay. Hey, real quick. Guys, does anybody agree with Martin here that they ruined Venom? Holy shit, we were getting Sony botted. No, Sony, no. Enter Null. Yeah, no, let's maybe enter Null. Maybe you've been raided. Yeah, maybe. You know what? I got to go with the polls on this. We need way more likes, so I'm going to take this like poll down here. But do your part and smash the like button. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. But I got to know. Has Sony ruined the Venom character? Because I don't think so, man. I feel like that's way too harsh, Martin. Owen says, Josh, I bought my first Warhammer. It was a terrible decision for my future finances. Yeah. Well, I'm on a Warhammer, I guess, boycott of sorts. One of my really good buddies is actually going to Warhammer World. And they have like exclusive models and some really cool stuff there. And he was hitting me up. He was like, hey, man, you want me to get you anything? And I was like, no. I'm not spending another cent on Warhammer until they fix the custodies. And I'm not talking about the female custody. I really don't care about that. I care about, like, the rules. You know, how I play, the thousands of dollars worth of shit that I bought. Oh, my God. Fix the custodies. Fix the Dark Angels while you're at it. Stupid-ass Games Workshop. Wow. This is kind of blowing my mind right now. We need more people to vote because I don't know about this, bro. It's 50-50 right now? Only a matter of time till Josh bailed on another franchise. Hey, I'm not bailing. This one's different. This is like, I'm not going to support your product until you make it so I can actually play the product. Like, they fucked it up, bro. Like, they fucked it way up. They literally had an errata. Now you guys are going to make me go off on Warhammer, too. They released an errata within the past couple of days for the custodies. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, shit, an errata this fast? Hell yeah. Maybe they fixed it up. They literally made them even worse. Now, it's marginal, because they were already fucking terrible. But, like, they literally made the one thing that was kind of cool within the new codex, they made it not work. Like, it's unbelievable to me. Okay, anyway. Can't bail on Rebel Moon if you never were on it. That's true, and I don't even remember what Rebel Moon is. Also, smash the goddamn like button. Yeah, so I don't think they've ruined the character. I'm fucking shocked, though. I'm shocked by the results of this poll so far. Like, that's crazy to me. We're 50-50 right now. Are you guys just trolling? Dude, I've got to evoke the eldritch spirits here. We're going to do a Twitter poll. We are doing a Twitter poll. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, dude. I mean, does Venom deserve better? Sure. But I think the Venom movies and what they've done with the Venom character is like far and away the best shit they've done in live action with their whole catalog. I will say this, though. Okay, let me say it like this. I technically think it's possible that Venom 3 bombs. Okay, like I can kind of see that already with the attitude out there. I mean, what do you guys think? I could see it kind of bombing. I'm going to be honest, because like, let's talk about the trailer. Let's get into it. So I actually thought the trailer was kind of cool. You know, I watched it in isolation. I kind of put my, review and breakdown out. I was looking to see after I did that, like, how's the response? Like, what are people saying? Dude, people were shitting on it real bad, bro. Did y'all like the trailer or not? Let me know. I thought it was kind of cool, dude. I thought it was kind of cool. Okay, so positives about the trailer. Then we'll talk negatives, and then we'll talk the state of Sony. Because like I said, man, it's unfortunate, but I think this shit's going to bomb. I'm going to probably enjoy it. You know those like 17 people on Twitter that actually liked the Marvels a lot and were really sad that it bombed? I'm going to be like that for Venom, I feel. I think that's happening. Okay, so positives on the trailer. The visual effects look great. Okay, we live in a day and age where visual effects are kind of tough right now. There's a lot of like weirdness that goes on with the VFX houses, the Marvel, system, and how they're always asking to get shit redone and whatever, right? And the thing is, you remember in She-Hulk? I know we're talking She-Hulk, but think back to She-Hulk, if you don't mind, and remember how good Hulk looked, the regular Hulk, as compared to the She-Hulk model. Well, one of the things that happened after that show came out, people were talking about how the Hulk model has been, rendered and sort of tinkered with for a long, long time. So that model that they use for the VFX, it's well established. So it looks really good. And the She-Hulk model, not so much. There's parts of She-Hulk that are like, what the fuck? Like, it just looks really, really bad. Well, Venom, the model they've been using for Venom, is great. And it's like, 5-6 years old at this point? Maybe more. And I really do think the visuals for Venom look great. That first scene in the trailer where he's, fighting all those dudes, letting the dogs out, which is kind of fun, and then biting off all the heads. Like, it legitimately looks great to me. I think the visual effects there look good. I think also there's a sense of like impending doom. There's a sense that like Venom and his adventures, or Eddie and his adventures with Venom have sort of brought him to like the end of the road. There's a finality to the thing, which seems pretty cool. I love the idea of like the symbiotes from the Clintar, like the actual like full on crazy symbiotes from Clintar coming to Earth, wanting to wipe everything out. I think, like, yes, the movie seems way too overstuffed, but like Chiwetel seems good. This, what are they called? The jury or whatever, the group that's going to be fighting and trying to track down Venom. That aspect looks cool. So they're like, legitimately, to me, I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Dude, symbiote horse? That's kind of fun, dude. Like symbiote horse, riding it, jumping off of big cliffs, like all that kind of crazy. Like that's kind of cool. Okay. Let's talk about the cons. What is continuity? We got to say it. What the fuck is continuity, especially over there at Sony? Why do they have the same actor from the post-credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home, but with different hair in a different bar, holding the same little piece of symbiote that came off of him? Bro, I have no fucking idea. The other thing was like so many people in my comments from just what I read when I released the reaction breakdown video, so many people were like, bro, what is Baron Mordo doing there? And I gotta tell you, for whatever reason, guys, my mind just already made sense of that. I knew he was going to be in the movie. We've been talking about him being in the movie for like months and months. And for whatever reason, my mind, I already just got over it. But bro, like, that is a fair point. Like, they didn't really make him look different at all. That's just Chiwetel. Like, that's just fucking Chiwetel. He looks exactly like Baron Mordo. So it's like already weird and confusing. I didn't really think that was going to be a big deal, but it's all over, dude. Like, everybody on social media is like, what the fuck? So that's another weird one. Now, the movie itself seems incredibly overstuffed. You've got the jury. They're going to be going after Venom. You've got the Peter Parker thing. Like, dude, young Peter is in that trailer. Like, it's crazy, but that's him. Now, they could remove young Peter Parker. They absolutely could do that. They might do that. I don't think they're going to do that. Because I happen to think that's maybe the one part of the movie that drives the journey, the emotional journey for Venom and Eddie, and takes them to a conclusion point, right? So, I just, whatever. Don't, like, let's just table that one for a second here, because it's awful. It's horrible. It's so stupid, but whatever. Let's just table it, okay? Now, the other thing is kind of stuff in this thing is the Life Foundation and the other symbiotes. So we've got all these other symbiotes. I thought that one lady was going to play Scream. Apparently, she's a different person, but she might still be the yellow symbiote, Scream person. It seems like, I mean, look, here's the impression I got. And I want to know what you guys think about this. But, like, the impression I got was Chiwetel is going to be working kind of with the Life Foundation, but he hates the symbiotes. He has all kinds of weapons and stuff that can hurt the symbiotes, and he's fighting Venom. But at some point, it seems like all the crazy Clintar are going to be coming in, destroying the world. And it seems like at some point, Chiwetel is going to go to the Life Foundation, and then they're all just going to get symbioted up. Like, come on. Doesn't that seem like what they're doing? Like, towards the end of the movie, you're going to have all the Clintar, which I think if you go back to Venom 1, there's like all these lines of how Venom is like a second-class citizen. So a lot of the symbiotes that come from Venom and that were maybe first crashed on Earth are second-class citizens, right? Riot was a main guy. Everybody else was like second class. And so maybe what you're going to have is all the loser symbiotes teaming up with all the loser humans to fight against these crazy Clintar that are coming in. And like, yes, that sounds ridiculous. The other thing is, you have randomly Toxin. And apparently Toxin's supposed to be this big, crazy thing that's going to happen in the movie. And he wants to kill Venom. He says it in the trailer. But according to the leaks, he also wants to kill all the monsters, all the symbiotes, maybe all the Clintar that come, and he wants to kill little baby Peter Parker. Like, what the fuck? So, look, to me, and I said this in my initial breakdown, like, this movie just seems like the perfect culmination of what Venom always was. It's a take on the Venom symbiote. It feels like a 90s comic book movie. It is style over substance. It doesn't feel like it makes a lot of sense, but you just get to see Venom do cool Venom shit, and that's pretty much all that it is. Now, here's the thing. Sony has also, while doing this, created Morbius, Madam Web, and they've created Kraven, and then they just delayed Kraven, right? So I think they want Venom to hit first. This is like a programming thing. They want Venom to hit, and then they want Kraven to come. But the reality is, man, you look at Morbius, you look at Madam Web, these are horribly performing movies at the box office. So I think when Venom first comes out, you have a lot of Marvel fans that are willing to give it a shot, willing to give it a try, because you want to see Venom on the screen. Okay? Venom 2 comes around, and they tried very hard to connect that movie to Spider-Man No Way Home. It barely has a connection to it. It's really not that good. I don't even think it's as good as the first movie. It's weird. Carnage stuff's weird. Woody Harrelson's just Woody Harrelson. Like, there's a lot of stuff I don't like in Venom 2. And if you look at the box office of that movie, it performs way worse than even the first Venom. And I'm thinking to myself, when it comes to Venom: The Last Dance, okay, you're going to have this Venom movie in a declining Sony universe, and you will not be able to connect this to Spider-Man. Like, other than the 10-year-old Spider-Man that's like, what the fuck is that and what are you doing? My main point is you are not connecting this to the MCU. So there's zero chance of getting that kind of a bump. And I do think the post-credit scene of Venom 2 accounted for like $150 million of that box office gross. I mean, that's just speculation, but that's what I think. So, like I said, I'm actually like here for it. I kind of like the Venom movies. I'm not mad that this will be the last one. And yeah, they should probably do Venom completely and totally different next time. But with everything that's going on right now, I could see Venom bombing, dude. And Venom bombing would probably be like 200-300 million. You know, reaching like 200-300 million, because I'm assuming this movie cost like a couple $100 million to make. I'm assuming the marketing is going to be like 300, right? Or 100 to bring it up to 3. So this is a movie that seems, I mean, unless the budget is like way down, this movie's probably going to bomb pretty bad. That's just what I think. Just reading the tea leaves, kind of looking at where things are at. I don't feel really good about this movie and its chances to perform. I mean, what do you think? Do you think I'm wrong? You think Venom 3 is going to pop off? What do you think? Venom! Venom, why? But don't you know the Custodies have always been bad on the tabletop? Games Workshop after. Yeah, for sure. What do you consider to be a bomb? Well, it would have to be making no money and probably losing a lot of money. That's probably what I would say. But, like, here's the thing. Think about it like this. The first Venom movie makes like 800 million, right? In the second one, I think made 500. Let's check that out. I do think it crept up and made 500. Box Office Mojo. Let's see here. Venom, let there be carnage. Yeah, so it got to 5. Okay, so that's honestly not bad. I mean, especially like nowadays, looking at what's going on with the box office, like that's not too terrible, right? If the third one makes like 300, I would consider that a bomb. For sure. I'd be like, that's a bomb, dude. And not only is it a bomb, but like the franchise, you can just track the franchise as it declines. And that's not good. So I would say if it makes like around 300 million total, that's a bomb. I could see it even doing worse. Yeah, I mean, if it makes, I'll tell you this, if it gets to 400 to 500 million, then I would consider that a success. If I were Sony, I'd be like, yeah, dude, like, let's go. The only thing I know about the Venom movies is the Eminem songs. Yeah. What is the budget? Is it really only around 100? 125 mil? Where do we find that out? New Eminem song was kind of fire. Yeah, it was, dude. Eminem just kicked off the White Boy Summer in the craziest way possible. Crazy! Yeah. I think it's being reported as 110. Can you send me a link or something? Give me a little linkage or something? Yeah. If it's only 200 total, that's not bad. Yeah, I mean, it depends on like the marketing costs and all that. But if it's close to 100 and then you're only spending like 60, 70 million on marketing and you're getting to like 200 a total, you still kind of need to hit that 5, 6 to profit, but you're not going to like lose your shirt, right? So the Captain America Brave New World, right? Captain America Brave New World. Bro, I don't think that movie has a chance of profiting now. What's this? What's this, Trev? Oh, the budget or whatever? Mm-hmm. I don't see a number here, brother. Oh, okay. Here we go. Morbius, which earned reception of devastating, attained mocking meme status. Well, this is just comes in a bit north of that figure. Still previously reported 130, and Venom 3 is seemingly only a slight uptick from the 110 million spent on its 2020 run. Okay, so it's a slight uptick, so maybe 150, 125, maybe 150, maybe. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I still feel like you need to get to that 4 or 5, man, you know, to make it profitable. Yeah, I mean, it could be 125 for sure. That would be great for them. I still kind of feel like it's going to bomb, bro. Like, I still get that feeling. I don't know, man. I just, look, if you guys are interested, if you're open to it, there's an hour-long video that Red Letter Media put out last night called The Death of Movie Theaters Beyond the Black Void. I kind of want to watch that whole thing. I haven't watched it yet. And, I mean, one thing we've been talking about has been the diminished box office, right? So we did a stream with Paul from Heavy Spoilers and Rob. And, like, Paul was just, like, complaining about wokeness the whole time and was like, dude, it's the wokeness in the movies and stuff like that. I was trying to convince him that it's more complicated than that. But something's going on. You know, you kind of can't deny something's going on, bro. These movies ain't making the money they used to. What's the dealio? What's the deal, man? So, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, as far as the trailer itself goes, we know all the things, right? Like, did you guys see the young Peter Parker? Should we talk about this in a little bit more detail? What do you think, chat? What do you think? Our society structures are crumbling. Well, that sounds bad. That sounds fucking bad, dude. That sounds bad. You know what doesn't sound bad though? Let me show you something here. Oh, what the hell? I'm like, hey, why do you guys think the movies aren't making as much money? And chat's like, our entire society is crumbling before our eyes. Well, moving on. Okay, so this feels kind of like good news to me, man. I'm digging this. So first of all, I love what Paul says here. The initial report says Robert Downey Jr. has admitted that he is now surprisingly open to the idea of reprising his role as Iron Man. Woo! Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. And then Paul's like, yeah, they showed him some paper with some zeros on it. Oh, I'm sure he's going to get paid. I mean, I don't know if his whole dealie is Like, is it going to be the same deal that he was on before? I would imagine it is. He's going to get fucking paid, dude. Like, he's going to get paid. But, look, I've said this before, bro. I think he was underpaid. I think if you look back at the Infinity Saga, which we should probably do at some point. We should do like an Infinity Saga rewatch from the beginning. We should do it maybe do it on Twitch so we can actually watch the whole movies together and pause and really break stuff down. But if you go back and watch those things, dude, RDJ kind of hard carries that thing. He's able to pull out these incredible performances. He's very energetic. He can ad-lib. The subtext in the Infinity Saga is brilliant. Dude, I don't have enough words in my brain parts to explain how good RDJ as Iron Man was in the Infinity Saga and how fucking badly we need this man back. We need him back. And so he's now surprisingly open-minded to the idea. Is there a full ass article here? Should we be looking at this? Where are we at here? Is this it right here? 53 minutes ago? Is this the thing? It better not be one little thing at the end. Oh, by the way, yeah, no, I'm surprisingly open to it. All right, let's find it. Hang on. I'm going to bet it's a little thing at the end, but maybe not. Dude, I'm skipping all the way to the end. I know how these stupid websites work. Okay. Okay, last fucking question. Last question. Here we go. Ready? Would you think of putting the suit back on again for Tony Stark? Downey says, it's just crazily in my DNA. Probably the most like me character I've ever played, even though he's way cooler than I am. I've been surprisingly open-minded to the idea. Between Naiad and Night Country, and for me, Oppenheimer, and then Sympathizer, it really is crazy because we look pretty good. I was actually looking at the stills we were taking to make sure, do I still look kind of okay? I'm like, we look pretty good. Okay, so not a lot to this. Not a lot of substance here. I'm going to be real. What the fuck? But it's just another little sign, another comment made publicly by RDJ explaining that he is open to coming back. So, yeah, no, been telling you. I think it's happening. I'm excited for it. And just like Venom 3, even if all of you turn on Robert and think it's cringe and decide that he shouldn't come back, I don't care, and I will enjoy it. I will enjoy it. And I will go see the movies multiple times. And I'll tell you all that you're wrong. And that he's awesome. But really, there's not much to that shit, man. They keep doing this. They're they'll do this whole spread, all these different questions, and then they're like, you know what, we should squeeze a little Iron Man thing in here, man. We want to make some headlines. We want people to read this shit. So, boom, Iron Man. He's coming in. No Diddy. Woo! Okay. Ain't no way RDJ is going to be cringe ever. Oh, hell yeah. See, that's what I like to hear. A little bit more of that, huh? I got to kill this poll. Has Sony ruined the Venom character? 54% of you say yes. I can't fucking believe it, dude. I can't believe it. If they ruined the character, then that means there's no hope of the character ever being cool again. Twitter poll is wild. What's the Twitter poll at? Hang on. Where's the Twitter poll? I don't even see it. Legit do not see it. Did I not do the poll? Fuck. What? What? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Guys, what the fuck is happening here? Kiwi says, I voted yes, but I wouldn't say they ruined him. I love democracy, you know? It's great. Well, well, well. I told you, says Martin. You told me nothing. What? You know what? God damn it. I guess you were right. Man, y'all are so wild, bro. You guys are wild. Svedtan says, another Monday, another Nerdvenge stream. Nerdvenge is for life. Hey, appreciate you. Yo, let me know how to pronounce your name, dude. I can't pronunciate anything, and I feel bad. So if you tell me how to say your name, I'll get it right like once. And then I'll go back to getting it wrong. But I still would like to do that. Javier says, the connection between Uncle Doom and Valeria hits different after the Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four stuff you had us read. Nicolas Cage, Superman, GOAT. Yeah, dude. Javier, did you read the new Doctor Doom comic? Because it sort of plays off that stuff too. Real cool. Real cool. Yeah, I'm really interested as to how they're going to tie all of that together with the Fantastic Four. I mean, I still don't love, like, the separate universe thing. I don't understand doing Valeria without Doom. Like, it's just weird, right? But I'm trying to be patient. Maybe there's some stuff we don't know. Maybe, you know, some of the leaks were fake or whatever. Who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? I bought it, and it's worth like $40 now. I know. Bro, there were 3 of them at my shop. We went in randomly like on a Saturday. They still had 3 copies. I only bought 1. Bro, I should have bought all of them. Because cover A is selling for like $40 right now, and it might go higher. Comics have been kind of good lately, man. I'm liking it. Space Trick Serial TM with a 5 spot says, can you do the inverse of Dr. Frankenstein? It's alive with the kill switch for the Acolyte shout. It's dead with some gusto. Yeah, we could probably do that. What do you got? Let me ask you guys this. How long do you think I will make it into the Acolyte watch party before I pull the kill switch? Am I going to do the whole thing? You think like 20 minutes? 3 minutes? Oh, no. The title credits. The first 10 minutes. You know, ironically, I heard you'll like all of it. Most people have so far. Interesting. I heard within the first 10 minutes of the first episode, there's some shit. There's some shit. So, we shall see. And then I also heard episode 3, and you guys were talking about this on the Discord. I actually reached out to some people to see what it was, but they've only seen the first couple episodes. Apparently, somebody was saying there's something that happens in episode 3 that will be worse than The Last Jedi, and everybody's going to be freaking out. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So, we'll see. Does anybody know what it is? I mean, I don't want to spoil it, you know, for everybody on the stream right now, but like, Maybe we should know. Maybe we should talk about it. No, I genuinely do not know what it is. Hey, Danny, what's up, brother? Yo, Danny, I started watching Godzilla -1 yesterday. Yo, straight up, Geekdom has been trying to get me to watch Godzilla -1 for like a year plus, bro. Like, he spammed me with a bunch of... He was like, bro, you gotta see it. Like, blah, 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 blah. He was like, I'll watch the kid. Yeah. Geekdom 101 daddy daycare over here. He was ready to watch the kid. Dude, he was going to pay for my tickets. He wanted... So I finally started watching it last night, dude. I like it, bro. My wife thought it was a little bit slow. But I was digging it. I was like, okay, no, like I really like what they're doing here. It's like a really cool hybrid of the old Godzilla movies, the old style, and like modern sensibilities. Because there's like impending doom. There's like even the monster himself kind of moves a little bit more slowly. This isn't like Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. But I like it so far, dude. I thought it was really cool. I just got past the bit where he destroys that first major city. Oh my God, bro. That was crazy. And then when he lets like the breath go for the first time, holy shit. I can't believe you didn't finish. That's what she said. No, but basically, like, look, when you have a pregnant wife, and she says it's bedtime bro. Like, it's just one of those things. So we'll finish it. We'll finish it tonight. She's pregnant again. Yes. We are, thanks, bro. Yeah, we're having another one. Another little rascal. On the way. On the way! You need a vasectomy, brother? Well, we'll see. I potentially want to go to 5. I want 5 kids. But we'll see. We'll see. Would that be crazy? Would that be wild? Five little kids running around? I basically want that if they're in school and one of them has an issue with a bully, I want all of them to be able to come around the corner like the beginning of Grease and then gang up and beat some ass, you know? Yeah. That's just, that's just a dream of mine. Oh, that's West Side Story? Sorry. Your wife will cry by the end. But here's the thing. Okay, we're way off track. But I'll just say this. And moms, a lot of you moms, you probably already know this, right? But there's something that happens after a woman gives birth where she literally forgets the pain. It's like a biological factor. This probably happens to Star Wars fans, where like after every project, we forget the actual pain of watching it. Oh my God, I think we just figured this whole thing out, dude. So yeah, moms have this thing. It's like a hormonal thing, and then they literally get amnesia. And it's because nature's like, bro, if they remember this shit, they are not going to do that again. So it's like the nature like takes it out. And so like that's kind of how that happens. So yeah, you know what? That is probably what happens to us Star Wars fans, man. It's like we get this kind of emotional dump that makes us forget. That's a lie. My sister remembered everything. Damn. Well, sorry for her. Yeah, it's a thing though. And it happened to my wife too. So We'll see. It'll probably happen again. Were you bullied that badly? Bully contingency plan? 4 siblings for 1? Yeah, no. I wasn't bullied that bad. I mean, kids can be really cruel. I don't know. I haven't been... Like, I'm really detached from what that's like nowadays. Any of you got kids in school right now? Is bullying still a thing? I would imagine it is. In fact, I think it could be even worse because of like social media and stuff, right? I'm being bullied right now. Those damn tourists. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it might be worse now, man. You know what, too? I'm going to say something a little bit controversial, okay? Are you ready? Can I say something just a little controversial? The girls were worse. Like, you know, male bullying for sure. It happens. It's bad. They're, you know, kids can be super cruel. Young girls, worse. Yeah. Bro, it is like that Bill Burr joke, dude. Women, at least it seems in a lot of ways, women are the worst enemy of women. Like all this Caitlin Clark stuff. Like I'm sitting back and I'm like, bro, like, you ever seen those like cringy interviews with people like, I think Will Ferrell did one where he was like, I think it's time that the women take over the world. I mean, I'm being dead ass. Like men, we've been doing it for a long time and we kind of fucked it up. And they're like, they dead ass think that just because you're female, you're somehow different or better than men. I gotta tell you, man. Bro. Like, it's The grass ain't always greener. The grass ain't always greener. That's all I'm saying. All right, so anyway, let's get on to less controversial stuff. Let's talk about the Acolyte! Let's talk about the Acolyte. Should we go to the polls? Do we have to? Yeah. I think we have to. You know, maybe we don't have, like, let's think about this, chat. Let's think about this together. What's the best and worst case scenario here? What's the best and worst case scenario? So, okay. Maybe when it comes to the Acolyte, like the best case scenario is it's actually incredible. Okay? Like incredible. Like, oh my God, I can't believe. Because like what I'm looking for, despite everything, despite all the bullcrap, despite the guy saying that Anakin was supporting the patriarchy and he blew up the Death Star girls' locker room and all that, right? I'm still willing to sit down, turn on the Acolyte, and be transported to the world of Star Wars. Do you guys remember when that was a thing? We sit down, we put on Star Wars, and we go to the galaxy far, far away. We're transported. It's like true dead-ass escapism. You know, it feels like almost meditating, but you're awake. I love escapism, dude. Like, I love, like, going to a world, right? I am still completely willing and ready to sit down tomorrow night to put on the Acolyte and have all the noise, which a lot of did come from like the actual people that made the show, but all the noise just fade away, go away, and to be transported to the galaxy far, far away, and for Acolyte to be incredible. I'm willing and ready for that to happen. Okay, so best case scenario, Acolyte is actually awesome. And then we just have fun speculating about the Acolyte, right? Like, does it tie to Plagueis, Revan, all these other things? Does it tie to the Great Mother and Abeloth and some of the other stuff that they're doing? What's up with the High Republic setting up Yoda's Jedi in the prequel, and like we're just all the way back 100% good to go? Like, let's fucking go. That's the best case scenario. Okay, worst case scenario. It is immediately apparent that this is lesser than Star Wars with its own agenda that I want literally nothing to do with. That's the worst case scenario. Okay? And if the worst case scenario happens and I just get that feeling and I pull the kill switch and we're like 15 minutes in and I'm like, boom, we're out. Then legitimately this is what's going to happen. And I want you guys to know, because I think there's a real chance that this is what it is. If I genuinely feel that way, I will stop the Acolyte stream. I will probably not finish the episodes. I will talk about that on Wednesday's stream. And then we will not have to talk about Star Wars again until Skeleton Crew, and that might be just a real quick, hey, is this whole franchise still fucked up with no direction and it's absolute bullshit? Okay, just making sure. And then we leave again, because I have even less faith in Skeleton Crew than I do in Acolyte. Like, Acolyte has a chance. Like, I could still see elements of Acolyte actually being cool. Dude, Skeleton Crew, I have zero interest. Not only do I have zero interest, I don't even see a way forward for that show to become interesting to me. So, the worst case scenario is we pull the plug on Acolyte Watch Party. We talk about it one more time. And that would be on Wednesday morning stream. I'll go over why I think it's not Star Wars, why it made me freak out, and why I'm done. And then I promise you, I will not watch another episode of it. I will not make a single video about it. I won't talk about it on stream. And if people bring it up on stream, I will just be like, yeah, it's not for me. I didn't even watch it. No comment. That's it. So that is the best and worst scenario for the Acolyte. And I wonder, like, I really do wonder how the fans are going to react to this. Because, again, every trailer they have released has been disliked into oblivion. Kathleen Kennedy seems to be doing damage control for the show before it even airs. Like, I really believe that. I wonder what you guys think, but, like, that's the way I view it, is, like, by her coming out when promoting the show and trying to say that, like, the male-dominated fan base makes it difficult for females in this, that feels like damage control. Like, what do you guys think? Like, am I being harsh, or is that what it is? Right? Like, I think that's such a benign opinion. Like, that's so innocuous. Like, it's like, I feel like even the people that want to support the show should be able to recognize that it feels like they're doing damage control before it even comes out. Right? That's fair. That's fair. Isn't she being asked the question? What question? The question that came from the Hollywood trades that the studios have relationships with? And also, by the way, if you're really good at answering questions, you actually answer the question that you want. Really, really masterful people that, like, are really good at public relations, they could be asked something and the person will literally, like, ignore the question and say the thing that they want to. And the person that does that quite well is actually Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige can be asked any number of questions, and usually, although he's been a little shaky in like the last couple of years, usually he will take the question and answer it completely just the way that he wants to. So, like, the idea that Kathleen Kennedy was just asked a question and just answered it, like, to me, and I'm not trying to be rude, but to me, that is like a silly way to view that. Because you're like ignoring the fact that she's the president of the company. They are a part of Disney, which could literally tell the Hollywood trades, yeah, don't ask that fucking question. Right? And she has the ability to answer it in any way she wants. Example. Kathy, the Acolyte is obviously, show run by Leslie Headland, first female to do this sort of thing. Do you think that this sets her up for like an extra difficult time or something like that? Answer. Well, I appreciate the question, but Leslie's a Star Wars fan first, and this show is actually mostly just for all Star Wars fans. Now, of course, it's cool that she is the first female, and I think that being the first female, she brings in certain sensibilities, which, again, I think will actually just serve the overall fan base. So, I don't really think that there's a difficulty there or like a built-in bias or anything like that, because ultimately Star Wars has always been for everyone. It remains for everyone, and I think everyone is going to be blown away by the Acolyte. And bro, that was off the rip. I didn't even fucking think about that. That's just what you understand what I'm saying? There's a way to take control of the narrative, which is what public relations, that's what HR is. That's not what she's doing. She's doing the opposite, bro. She's trying to make a problem so that she can deflect the failure of the show to that problem. Again, I think this is fair. I think I'm actually being super fair here. Like, that's what I think is going on. Please, come on, man. Like, you don't see it that way? So, I think she's already doing damage control. I think Kathy's responsible for the creation of that divisive fan base that she's now able to admit is male-dominated only because that serves the narrative of, like, the friction that's going to be there with the show. It seems so counterintuitive to me to try to act like Star Wars isn't a male-dominated fan base, only to then admit that years later, after years of projects and, we have gotten to South Park parody levels. Like, that's objectively true. We have gotten to South Park levels of parody because she has swung the pendulum so far in that direction that it has become an easy target for parody. Right? Yeah, so, like, look, all of that, like, aside, I think, like, the main thing to take away here, and this, like, I tried to say this in the other video that I did, is I remain open to this show being good and for it really surprising me, but I'm also, like, I'm not an ostrich. I don't have my head in the sand. Like, bro, I can see the trailers getting disliked into oblivion. I can see the discourse online. I can see it. So I think it's like there's a very real concern, a very real question on if this show will be successful in any way, shape, or form. And that's just the reality of where we're at, right? And it just feels so weird. Like, we've gotten to this weird spot where, like, I can't even admit that without offending certain people. Guys, this feels just like the fucking conversation around the Marvels, where I say, I don't think the Marvels was a good move because the comic book audience is majority male-based, and you shouldn't spend millions and millions, $300 million on a movie that is targeting an audience that just isn't there for your thing. And then you guys are all like, you're a bigot, you hate women. It's like, dude, I was there opening day. What are you talking about? I was there. I supported the movie. Where are all these people that are the target audience at? That's the people that let that movie down. I fucking watched the movie. I don't even think the movie's that bad. And so this feels like a repeat of that, where I am literally going to be counted among the numbers that Disney has internally and that Nielsen puts out externally. I am going to be a part of the people that support the show by showing up tomorrow and watching it. And now some of you guys act like, because I just reference the objective reality of what's going on with the show, that I'm somehow a bad guy or that I'm participating in hating. It's so absurd. I'm literally supporting it. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, like, again, like, Lucasfilm is not going to give me credit for this. Lucasfilm's not going to give many of you credit for this, but a lot of us are going to show up and we are going to be open to the show, and we might reject the show. And it's like, it feels like Kathy and Lucasfilm is trying to sort of build in, or, you know, cake in, bake in an excuse. She knows the audience is male dominated, and yet that's the problem. That's the problem with why the female-centric show isn't successful within the male-dominated fan base. I'm sorry. That's dumb as fuck. like, come on, man. Like, that's objectively silly, right? Like, man, this fish tank is full of piranhas. I have no idea why the fish are not eating these vegetables. Like, that's objectively silly. And that is where we are at. Acolyte! Why? Thoughts? Thoughts, chat? What is happening? What is happening, dude? Piranhas, eat your broccoli. Yeah, for sure. Sasuke! Just choked back in. Oh, checked back in. He's still complaining about Star Wars? No, I'm good. I'm good. I got it out of my system. I'm feeling much better. So thank you. Broccoli is evil? I like broccoli, dude. Broccoli's like one of the best foods. You just throw in the air fryer with a little bit of seasoning. Woo! It's real good. Hi from Romania. What's up? Hope you're doing well. It comes out tonight. Somebody needs to confirm that. It comes out tonight? What? How long before Josh turns on broccoli? With a good steak? Yeah, man. Broccoli's real good with a good steak. Did we speak about Venom yet? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I thought the trailer looked cool. I think the movie might bomb. I think the plot leaks were real. I did a video about it. You can go check it out. But, yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is where we're at, bro. Acolyte! Go live with theory about this. Need to see the duo back again. Look, I'd be open to it. I'll hit him up. See what he says. See what he says. Josh, when are you planning to cover VeggieTales news? The fuck? What about it? Is there VeggieTales news? Oh, because the broccoli. Good one, bro. Good one, bro. Shit. Okay. We talked about Acolyte, which, by the way, do you guys think it's going to flop? You guys think it's going to flop? You doing a watch party? I'm doing a watch party, but I don't think it's tonight. It's tomorrow night. Right? No? Adam, you don't think it's going to flop? Adam, do you think I'm going to enjoy it? How the schools handle bullying nowadays is worse? Oh, that's interesting. 2-episode premiere tonight? What the fuck? Ain't no way. Yeah, 27 minutes ago. The Acolyte is coming tomorrow. No Diddy. Get ready for the 2-episode premiere of The Acolyte. It's tomorrow, guys. Lucasfilm's probably watching the stream. They probably saw all you hooligans being like, dude, the shit's popping off tonight. Like, look. Official Star Wars account says, no, Nerdvengers. The Acolyte is coming tomorrow. Get ready for the 2-episode premiere of The Acolyte, a Star Wars original series streaming on Netflix. So, there you go. All right, let me catch up on some chats. Should we do a poll? Is Acolyte going to flop? Let's see. Okay. Vote in that poll while I catch up on these chats. Rossi says, so proud of Dustin Poirier on Saturday, but what I came away thinking, damn, Khabib was and is still cool. Such a great and fun guy. Yeah, Khabib's cool. Yeah, let's talk about the fights a little bit. Pretty boring night of fights, honestly. I really like watching Sean Strickland fight, but I do think he's a kind of boring guy, right? As far as watching the fights. I like it because I'm like, dude, holy shit, he's just walking him down with a Philly shell, and I like it. I like watching the fighters try to figure it out and adjust it, but it is kind of like, what the fuck? But it was good. And then the actual main event was incredible, dude. It was incredible. Dustin gave him everything he had. Dustin was, I mean, the way he was trying to get out of those takedowns, the way he was trying to fight in the center of the ring to try to, like, get out of the takedowns, just the spirit, especially after breaking his nose and shattering his nose like that and just fighting through it. What a warrior, dude. And I thought it was close. I could even see it 2-2 going into 5. It was close. But here's the thing. Like, for Dustin to do all of that and still get outstruck, he was outstruck as far as significant strikes, and the time of control was, like, just crazy. I mean, Islam is him. Like, I'll be really interested to see, because I'll tell you this, I feel like Islam is better than Khabib. I feel like he's legitimately better than Khabib was. So it's going to be crazy to see if anyone's going to be able to beat this guy. So, I mean, I would like to see him and Conor fight. That would be huge, right? I know he's thinking about going up. That could be interesting. But Islam is him, dude. Like, and look, here's the thing. I don't even like this guy. I respect him, but I don't like this guy. Like, I'm sick of Dagestani wrestlers, bro. And, like, I'm like, I'm American. I'm like American AF. So I don't love this whole like my culture, because of my culture, you can't say certain things to me in America and shit like that. Like, I think that's all for the birds. I genuinely don't want Islam to win. I'm rooting against this dude. I'll root against him in his next fight. I'll root against him in the fight after that. I'll root against him for the rest of the time. However, you gotta give the dude his flowers, dude. He is unbelievable. One of the best we've ever seen. Unbelievable. No weaknesses in this game. It's incredible. So that's how I feel. So I'm like, dude, I want this dude to lose bad. But I don't know who can beat him. Like, I don't know who could beat him. So, respect. Respect to Islam. It's crazy. Chillin' says, captions confirm the lady isn't Scream. Oh, yeah? Interesting. Okay, I'd have to check that out. I saw some people saying it's a different character, so maybe what you mean is she's not the character in the movie that becomes Scream. And, yeah, maybe she's not Scream at all. But, I don't know. I kind of still feel like she might put on a symbiote. What did they... You guys remember the first trailer for Venom? What were they calling the symbiote? Remember they all called it... They were like symbiote? Is that what it was? Symbiote? I just remember like the first trailer, they all said it wrong, and then they must have fixed it because by the second trailer and then in the movie, they get it right. That shit's kind of funny, dude. My symbiote. Vinny says, I'm in here late. Post the video. What video? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, bro? Lady Bona says, I still hope Acolyte will be to Disney what X-Men 97 was to Marvel. I said hope. Oh, you mean for Star Wars? I mean, wow. Wow. That would be crazy. Yeah. I figured you meant Star Wars. If the Acolyte ends up being X-Men 97 level of good, I will cosplay as Rey for the finale. Yup. Rey or Ray? No, Rey Skywalker. Yup. You do have the breast for it. What the fuck? What the hell? I take it back. Okay, Tim O'Brien, thanks for gifting a membership. Hey, look, I should say it again because I'm terrible at promoting this sort of stuff. We are driving for members right now. You can become a member here on YouTube. You get a ton of cool benefits, man. You get the cool emojis, the badges. You get access to special behind-the-scenes streams. You get 20% off of the merch store. So being a member comes with all sorts of benefits. Another one of them is we give away a $200 GameStop gift card every month. We give it away to a lucky member. And this month, we're trying to get to 2,000 members. And if we get to 2,000 members, we're going to do 2 $200 GameStop gift cards. And we're going to do a permanent extra day to the streaming schedule. Probably maybe Tuesdays or Thursdays or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we're driving. And by the way, you can become a member for free. My favorite color. Free. If you have Amazon Prime and you go over to the Twitch, you click become a subscriber. And then you click Prime membership. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost you a thing. And you can still be entered to win the $200 GameStop gift card. And you help us as we try to drive towards 2,000 members. Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah. Hell yeah. Josh, you should look at Discord general chat. Looks like Disney Plus screens are giving people different days. So are you telling me that the official Star Wars Twitter account could be wrong? Hello, Star Wars social media manager person. Hope you're having a swell day. Some people in my community are claiming the show will release tonight. Are they wrong? Let's see. Let's see if they respond. Go to the app. Bro, I don't want to go no app. I don't want an app. App this and app that. I don't want to. Okay, Rossi says, KK sets her actors and projects up for failure with her marketing and comments before her shows even come out. I agree with you. Adam thinks you're sexist now. Chris says, Den of not talking about Star Wars. Hashtag New Year, New Me. Hashtag we're a YouTube channel now. Hashtag Nerdvengers. Yes, this is accurate. Appreciate you, bro. John Cross says, I'm in late, but why is Mordo at 616 bar when he's a different character from Venom universe? The actual answer is nobody knows, including Sony. But it could be the case that that same guy is a variant in all the universes. Maybe that. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I think I figured it out. The bartender is the Beyonder. The bartender is the Beyonder. Duh. Cool. We figured it out. Appreciate you, John. The everyday non-expert says, finally, my Venom number 3s will go back up because of Null. Bro, there ain't no Null in this fucking thing. Hang on now. Can we talk about this? He does kind of look like him. Hell yeah. So wait a minute. What is everybody saying with this Null business? What is up with the Null? Why is everybody saying that? Enter Null. Nice. You didn't even spell it right, Chris. symbiote planet suggests Null, maybe? I mean, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, that would be kind of cool, right? That would be cool. Like, Null is an awesome villain. And I totally get it. Like, he created all of the symbiote. So, like, maybe. Aren't the Clintar, I'd have to go back and look at this, but I believe the Clintar or the symbiotes, they actually formulate a prison around Null, right? Like, Null is, the Celestials imprison Null, and then they take away his sword, right? Well. Let me just write something down here. And what happened to the pen I was just flipping around? Does this one work? Okay, hang on. To-do list. Make super clickbaity video about Null. Okay, cool. Right on. Philip Hatch says, Josh, a buddy of mine asked me when Acolyte is coming out, and it led me to ranting about how much I hate KK and Star Wars. It was a simple question, and it gave me PTSD. Happy 9 months. Yeah. I understand. And a lot of people that are sort of outside of the community, they don't understand what it's like. And, that's okay. That's okay. And I'm sure they're like asking about it. Hey, what, is that Acolyte show going to be? What? And you're like, God, they can. But look, hopefully the South Park thing has helped to like make that, like, to bridge that gap. So maybe if they watch the South Park thing or they saw some of the clips online, they might know what you're talking about, So, yeah, I hear you, brother. It's hard out here. It's hard out here for a Star Wars fan when you're trying to just enjoy some Star Wars content. Man, is that a banger? Hunter says, is Doc Connor in the van down by the river? Thank you for your 10th super chat, bro. So that is the same actor that plays the Lizard. And I have no idea. I mean, I don't think it means anything. Do you guys think it means anything? Like, what? Yeah, I don't think it means anything, dude. Mark Zuckerberg should be the Lizard in the MCU. Yeah, maybe. If it's not Doc Connors, then why the fuck did they cast him? Well, I would say if it's not Baron Mordo, why did they cast him? I Am Legend says, yeah, I'm lost. I haven't been watching this channel for a few months. Not sure why people already hating on the Acolyte before the release. Okay, so I'll explain it to you. You see, the Star Wars fan base is male dominated. And if we know anything about men, it's that they suck. They're super toxic. It's all the testosterone. It's the testosterone that they have that makes them bad. So because the Star Wars fan base is so dominated by bad male people, that's basically it. So Haunted Autumn says, I am so tired of the silliness in Venom and most comic book films lately. Not everything needs to be a comedy. I agree with that, actually. You know what's kind of interesting about that one? I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe Blade is supposed to have, like, no comedy. So some of these Marvel movies that are coming out are going away from the comedy. It seems like. You know? So, look, I'm kind of with you, bro. Like, I'm a little bit over it. I think Marvel needs to kind of tighten the humor back a little bit and get a little bit more serious with the stakes and everything. So, yeah, I hear you. Expo City says, guess it's safe to say the movie takes place the second after he returns from 616 due to his fit being the same from No Way Home. Curious, too, how it will perform. I think Venom 2 did well to Tom's cameo. Due to Tom's cameo. Yeah, I was kind of making that point earlier. Like, without that, without a connection to, like, whatever Sony thing they're doing, yeah, I think this movie could suffer because it doesn't have that. But we'll see. We shall see. Appreciate your support, bro. Thank you. Let's see here. Wait, what? Hang on now. What the hell? Okay, Brandon says, sucks because I love Venom as a character and Tom Hardy as Venom. Yeah, I like it too, man. You know, maybe it'll still be good. Lord Vito says, how was RDJ in Dr. Dolittle? I actually never saw it. Did any of you guys watch it? I wonder if he's good. John Cross says, UFC talk time. Great night of fights. Proud of the diamond. Yeah, proud of Dustin for sure. I think he did great. I spoke to this a little bit earlier, bro. Good night of fights. A little bit boring. But overall, pretty good night. And the main event was incredible, dude. Dustin gave him everything. And it was great. J Mike Gaming says, just saw Acolyte come out tonight. Did they change it? Also have caught a stream for the last few weeks. But much love, big dog. Hope the fam is well. Appreciate you, bro. I still don't have a direct answer. It's got to be tomorrow. It's got to be tomorrow. Meister 420 says, Josh, please tell us what happens in episode 3. Knowing about Reva ahead of time helped to soften the blow. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to find out, but I've been super detached from Star Wars, so I haven't even been following the leaks. So I could ask some people, I could try to ask around, but I don't know what it is. Let me try to ask someone right now. I will ask a couple people. Okay. Okay, Tim Davis says, dude, I'm experiencing escapism right now with Lord of the Rings. I watched all the extended movies, playing Shadow of War. I don't have that with Star Wars anymore. Yeah, bro, look, I mean, I'm in the same boat, man, and I'm trying with Star Wars, like I really am. I know some people don't think I am, but I am. And we'll see. I think, unfortunately, Star Wars is going to keep doing what it's currently doing until the wheels fall off, or they might just keep going. Like, if they can sustain this, it all has to do with this next suite of movies, right? So they've got Acolyte, they've got Skeleton Crew, they've got Ahsoka Season 2, which, by the way, there's some cool stuff coming out about Ahsoka Season 2. Maybe there'll be even more cool stuff. We'll talk about that soon. So that's good. But a lot of the other stuff is like, dude, Rey movie, I don't know. Mando and Grogu, I'm like, I don't know. So we're just going to have to see. I don't think we get serious change until we get new leadership. And if we get new leadership that's promoted from in-house, I don't know that we ever get significant change. So, like, I feel like it might be like 3 years from now, maybe 4 years from now. And maybe Star Wars is still doing really well. But if the Mando Grogu movie bombs, and then the Rey movie bombs, like, dude, fire everybody. And unfortunately, that includes Dave. But like, so here's the thing. I love Dave, and I think he gets it. But if he will not step up and say, we need radical change, then he needs to go. That's just my opinion, but that's what I think. Because I feel like Dave is going to be a little bit too attached to like Kathy's way of doing things, and he might want to honor the legacy of Kathy and all these different things, right? And, you know, bless his heart. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a brilliant artist, a really great storyteller, but he just might be out of touch, dude. He might not be able to see what's really going on with a divided fan base. So I guess it's kind of like wait and see with Star Wars. Maybe we'll get a few good projects here and there. Maybe it'll just kind of wither. Like it might just like stay the way it is forever. Or they turn it around and it really like if it's possible, like it's technically still possible that the plan going forward and the connection to like Abeloth and the Force and all this stuff, like that could be really cool. I just don't know how much I think that's actually going to happen, you know? Hunter says, in 4th grade, I wore Spider-Man pajamas to pajama day. I got bullied so hard, my mom had to come get me from school. My sister helped lead the charge of bullying? Oh my God. A Toy Fanboy says, I'm praying to Darth Jar Jar that the Acolyte slaps, but dude. Yeah. Same. James says, personally, Star Wars has burnt me one time too many. I will not support Star Wars again directly until KK is gone. I understand. I totally get it. Javier says, I did read the new Doom book, and I forgot to mention that. It's so good. I'm glad I got the new first cover and the first print of the Ultimate Spider-Man. Damn! Nice, man. Good for you. Nate says, please, little sweet baby Jesus and Imagineer, let the Acolyte not suck. Love you, Josh. Thanks, man. Hey, I hope for all of our sakes that it's good. Space Trick Cereal says KK really went out there causing the most ironic hurt to the belief that women can run these projects. Not only the trash level quality, but her immaturity. Ooh. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. You know? Like, I think there is some truth to that. That's probably not the nicest way to say it, but yeah. Alex says, 2-episode premiere tonight, 9 Eastern Standard. What? No. No. Hmm. Hmm. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Okay, so I might kind of know what the episode 3 thing is now, but I don't fully understand why it's going to piss everybody off. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, Jamro says, been thinking about Giancarlo and forgot about the Crapolite. How about Dracula as lead into Blade with Dracula Spotlight at a later date? Yeah, that'd be cool, man. You think for Giancarlo, though? Like, that's not what Giancarlo's doing. Giancarlo, I mean, to me, he's either an original character or he's a version of a comic book character that's so different that it's like, okay. So we'll see. But yeah, I actually do think Dracula will be in Blade, but who knows for sure? We don't know. Jared says, Josh, just got here. Can you start over? I haven't been knighted yet. Mila Kunis for Doom, Nerd Vengers for Life, Unity. Hang on. I just got to absorb that. Aaliyah says, Acolyte appears to be 6/4, 9 p.m. ET. Yes, PM. Yeah, that's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. I told you guys it's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Carl says, Disney Plus says 9 p.m. today. ET, first episode, Star Wars is back. God damn it. Yeah, it's tomorrow. It's got to be tomorrow. Sami says, if Echo didn't flop, Acolyte won't. Hate viewers are viewers still. It'll do numbers. Can't wait for all of Unity when it's done in its glory. Nerd Vengers for Life. Appreciate you, man. I guess we'll see. I mean, I think so if Acolyte does like Andor numbers, okay? And if you also hear stats like only 20 or 30% of people that started the Acolyte finished it, that's a flop. Like, there are ways to just tell that the show is a flop, but you are correct that it'll still get views. Like, it'll still get views, and because Disney is just so big, it'll still probably perform better than a lot of other shows out there. But the question is, compared to what? Like, we will be able to see, both via social media and also just the numbers when they come out, we will be able to see, is this something that the Star Wars fan base and just the wider audience of streaming shows is embracing or rejecting? Like, maybe that's a better way to say it. Maybe flop is the wrong word. I am more interested as to whether or not the Star Wars fan base at large embraces or rejects this show. And in that way, I could see it being rejected. For sure. By the way, I'm not going to hate watch. I'm just going to tell you guys that. I'm not going to hate watch. If I don't like the show, I'm just going to stop watching it. I'm not going to hate watch, dude. Not going to do it. I didn't do it with Andor, so I'm not going to do it. Nate says, cosplay as Slave Leia. I thought about it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But I'll do Rey. I'll do Rey Skywalker. Hey, Flynn Ryder, thanks for gifting 5 memberships, baby. Appreciate you, man. Steve McTee says, what happened with the beef with Shine and Toast? I don't like the Scoopers. I think the Scoopers are going crazy. But I also had a talk with Shine. She said she's going to ease up. I don't know. Here's what it is. I don't know who these people are. So these people could be total douchebag, horrible people that are like just causing a bunch of drama. They have no responsibility. They suck. They could be bottom feeders. But they could also just be like journalists that don't get paid enough from their corporate gig and have a side gig, and they're just trying to make it in the world. You know what I mean? I've been treating all of the big scoopers and a lot of the stuff they say with a grain of salt. Even this stuff like Shine is saying Hayden Christensen is going to have a huge role in Ahsoka season 2, right? And I'm like, yeah, probably. I mean, that tracks. I'm pretty sure Hayden already talked about this, but like, did Shine literally have somebody tell her that as a scoop? I don't know. Like, I have no idea. So my whole thing is like, I just want peace. I don't want to be antagonistic of these people, but I just have to treat everything they say as like rumor. And also, I wish they would all just stop. Maybe if they all hit the lottery, they would just stop. You know? So let's wish for that instead of like, you know, bad things or alternate things. And also, if they did find Toast, I hope they make Toast work a gulag. So, Andres. Oh, shit, I lost it. Andreas says, going to the Acolyte pre-screening in theaters tonight, and I'm scared. I'm coping hard, Papa Josh. Help me. No Adventures for life. Take my money, Unity. Well, you know what I was thinking about, too? Because a lot of people are going to see it in the theaters tonight, right? I wonder if that would make you have a potentially better or worse time. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys think, like, if it's not enjoyable, but you're in the theater, you're a little bit like, oh, that was still kind of cool? Yeah. You would think that, right? But then, like, maybe you come out of it and you're like, bro, that shit was awful. I can't believe they tricked me to go into the theaters, paying concessions, traveling, sitting in these chairs. I couldn't just turn it off and walk away. Like, maybe you're, like, even more mad. Man. If we were all, like, dude, what if we all snuck in to one of those screenings? And we were all like sitting in the back row. And we were just like, fucking boo! Not my Star Wars! George would never! And just like heckled the thing. I mean, heckling Acolyte could be fun. Adam says, that sounds like a winner's mentality, and I would love to be a part of that. Thanks, buddy. Me too. Rossi says, my Roku app says tomorrow. Other apps on the phones are saying tonight. I know it's tomorrow. What crack team over there at Lucasfilm? It just got worse. That's actually fair. That's actually fair. They suck. They can't even, tell us when the thing's happening. And also, the Star Wars social media account manager, who I might know who this person is, by the way. Some of you guys might know who this person is, too. The Star Wars social media manager did not reply to me. What the hell? What the hell? Why they don't reply to me? Why they no reply to me? I'm the only person that could find out. Yo, let me know. Okay, let's keep going here. Sink-Filled Hoop says, Marvel needs to make a tonal shift. And I think it's starting to show. More rated R and TV MA projects going away from the comedy and the silliness. I love it. Yeah, I think that is true as well, bro. I think that's what they're doing. Yeah. Quinlan Kelly, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Appreciate you, man. Behind the Kit says, did I miss you talking about Monica Rambeau respectfully in the Venom trailer? Wasn't in your first reaction vid either. Wait a minute. What? Monica Rambeau's in this movie? What? What the hell? Is that true? She was in the trailer? I didn't see her. And usually I don't miss that thing. I don't know. Sajid, appreciate you, bro, with a 10 spot. Says, introduced my 80-year-old grandparents to Mando and Ahsoka. So now they're interested in the new shows and asked me about the Acolyte. So I showed them a 5-minute clip from your stream, and now they want to watch more. Oh, wow. Awesome. That's cool. Making grandma dreams come true. Woo! Nice. Aaliyah says, Grace says it's impossible for it to be today. It's got to be tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST because the review embargo is tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST. Man, that is a late review embargo. Holy shit. Prune says, with George Lucas's recent remarks, it could be a shot at DF. At DF? What's that? What's DF, man? What you talking about, bro? Will Caspian, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now, Will. And then Will says, new member here, an old Nerd Theory fan. Is there a show tonight? Also, what are your thoughts on Batman Cape Crusader cartoon? Is there a show tonight? You mean Nerd Theory? No. Dude, wait a minute. What the fuck? Ryan Stegman asked if that was Noel. He's one of the artists at Marvel. Did I really miss this Noel thing? What the hell? What is happening? What? What in the world? Will, appreciate you, brother. The Cape Crusader cartoon. I haven't seen anything about it. Is it out yet? Is it out yet? What the hell? Man, Lucasfilm is so lucky that they still have Hayden Christensen. He's going to hard carry their marketing and their PR as long as they keep him over there. Everybody loves Hayden, dude. That's crazy. Aaliyah says, could those seeing tonight be using a VPN, perhaps a general US for another country, hence seeing tonight? If not, disregard. No, I think it's just the Lucasfilm fucked up. I think there was a thing that came out that implied it would be out tonight. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all didn't see it last night? Yeah, good try. Yeah, good try, Kendall. Yeah, good try, dude. Bro, what? 60% of you say Venom? God damn it. You guys are killing me, dude. Man, you guys are killing me. Okay, I'm kind of thinking, because I want to watch this Death of the Movie Theaters video, but it's an hour long. And with commentary, that's probably like an hour and a half. And I'm like real hungry. So I just don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Yeah, no, the AC's doing well for sure. Should we watch a little bit of this? I have heard there's a section in this video where they go after all of the grifters that talk about like females and movies and shit like that. Which is so funny. You know, look, I try to stay out of that sort of stuff, you know? But I've told you guys before, like, that whole grift and that whole side of the internet is so full of shit. Because, like, for instance, with the Super Mario movie, you have, like, half of those people that are like, it's woke. And then you got all these other people that are like, it's not woke. And you realize it's like, no, that's all bullshit. It's just whether or not you like it and don't want to grift off of it in a negative way, or do you want to grift off of it in a negative way? So, like, people can't decide with Mario because on the one hand, they think it's anti-Disney. It's like a new thing, a new franchise that's anti-Disney, could still be family-friendly and all this stuff. And they're like, okay, I must support this thing because it's anti-Disney. And then you had all these other people that were like, they made Peach into a girl boss. It's woke. It's Hollywood. All Hollywood bad. And then you saw this happen with Furiosa. So you've got a bunch of people that are saying Furiosa woke. And trust me, there's a whole bunch of them, right? And then you had other people that were like, bro, you can't, like, a director like George Miller, like, George Miller's not doing it. Like, this is hit. And they're saying, like, it's totally different. Like, what are you talking about? And basically what you find is that it's all bullshit, dude. Like, it's all bullshit. Like, this anti-woke grift is so baseless. And you have this kind of, like, infighting that happens with a lot of these channels and these topics because it's not actually based on reality. And to their credit, Red Letter Media has been pretty on point talking about that for years. Let's watch some of this. I don't know. I'm just really hungry. That's what it is. I'm like really hungry. But we could maybe do like a half hour of this. Maybe we could finish it up on Wednesday, huh? OC Steve says, I'm digging the new Ultimate Spider-Man. Thanks for the recommendation. My wife got me a CGC copy of the first issue. Whoa, bro. Whoa. That's awesome, man. You got a good wife. That's cool. All right, let's watch a little bit of this together.
Cinemark Century San Francisco, the movie theater at the downtown Westfield Mall, will have its final showings tomorrow during the matinee.
Ahead of a big weekend at the box office, one of the last movie theaters in Ashtabula County has shut down.
Regal Cinemas may close all of its theaters here in the U.S., including 8 here in San Diego County, as soon as this week.
Paragould Cinema 8 is set to close on this Thursday.
The Regal Jewel. Fox 44's Renako G stopped by the establishment one last time on its closing day.
A movie theater chain in the East has announced they will be closing its doors soon.
It is the end of an era here in Claremont, the city's only movie.
How many of you guys have had movie theaters close near you? Luckily, I have not been hit, but yeah, it's obviously happening quite a bit.
Movie theater is shutting down.
Moviegoers making their final trip to the Regal Moline Theater. After today, it's going dark.
But now, New Haven's only movie theater set to close next month.
And the lights will dim at an Eastern Carolina theater for the final time tonight, leaving the community without a place to watch a movie on the big screen.
The next closest location is more than 70 miles away. And in fact, if you want to go to any theater, you'd have to either leave the county or cross state lines.
Sad news for movies out in Johnston. The AMC Theater has permanently closed.
For many here in Chesapeake, they remember seeing their favorite movie posters lining the Regal Cinemas here at Greenbrier. But now, like the rest of the theater, these displays sit empty.
A former movie theater in the St. Andrews area in Columbia will soon be a church.
It's set to close next month.
Closing its doors after Thursday.
It will be closing down after today.
Closing its doors.
Damn.
Abruptly closed.
I shouldn't laugh, but
It's hard to believe.
That, more than anything, is a sign of the times.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome to the Black Void.
Welcome to the Black Void. We are here today to discuss an interesting...
Is that a robe? What the fuck is he wearing? That's fantastic. I need it.
...topic that's been in the news lately, inspired mainly by the last 2 movies, Furiosa and Fall Guy. The summer movie season has officially kicked off.
Don't forget Garfield.
And Garfield.
There's a head-to-head fight on which would flop the hardest this last weekend.
Is that a smoking jacket? That's pretty nice, man. I need one.
Okay, now have you ever been with a plate? Don't need a spatula.
No, please, no. Ow, it's so hot. Ow, it's really hurting. Ow, ow, ow.
You deserve to be safe.
As of the recording of this video, it's the week after Furiosa and Garfield came out.
Oh, okay.
Both did terribly. And so now I've noticed there's starting to become more conversation and articles and YouTube videos and stuff about the death of movie theaters. And I've noticed that's becoming like a trending topic now, where there's a lot of discussion about it.
Cool.
And I'm just thinking like, bitch, we've been talking about that shit for years.
I apologize in advance. The eating you're about to see will not be pretty.
We're ahead of our time.
It's true.
Pre-pandemic, we were talking about how much theaters suck.
Well, we have our own reasons for pre-pandemic for not liking movie theaters, and that's just we don't like people.
True.
I do like movie theaters, and I have always loved going to the movies, as I'm sure you have. It is a different experience than watching a movie at home. Watching a movie at home has its own positives and negatives, but somehow just getting into the car, going to the movie theater, the smells, getting some popcorn.
Okay, I'm going to try to slip this in real quick, and we're just going to move right along. You know, one of the best parts of the movie theater is that your wife asks you way fewer questions when you're in the theater. Okay.
And sitting down, and then when you're done, you leave. It's a whole different experience, and then of course seeing a movie that's meant to be like a crowd pleaser kind of movie.
Yeah. Like a Furiosa or
the Avengers Endgame, or movies like that where it's like everyone's into it and it's kind of a shared experience.
Yeah.
It feels like a big cultural event.
Yes.
that kind of thing still happens once in a while.
Yes, and that's a lot of the interesting little notes that came up in my research. Is misinterpretation of certain things and perceptions are wrong. I mean, I've got a lot of information to go through, and I don't know how much time you have.
I got all the time in the world, because I'm not going to the movie theater, so I got nothing but time.
Yeah, in fact, a recent scientific study found movie theater seats have 14 times as many germs as the average toilet seat.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, speaking of misconceptions, that's one thing in relation to Furiosa I saw a little bit of. You don't see this as much anymore.
Oh, fantastic.
It's starting to die down. But that idea of this movie flopped because they gender swapped Max. It's like, well, it's a different character. Movies with female leads always flop, which isn't true. It's just like one of those like talking points.
It's clickbait. I've seen those cropping up now.
Yeah.
And I have not seen Furiosa. I don't know if it was good or bad. I trust you and Rich. For those wondering, I was sick. I had the flu, and then I said, you know, those movies aren't really like. I don't love them. I don't hate them. I thought Fury Road was really good.
Yeah, Fury Road is great.
I'll have much to say anyway. I know Rich has it's just a passionate love for Fury Road, which is so weird that Rich loves something. So it's like he won't just have him on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same kind of like points were made about that too. What'd they call it? Mad Maxi Pad, all sorts of stupid names.
Because Furiosa is basically the main character of it. Yeah.
Yes. Now, was Tom Hardy Mad Max?
In Fury Road, yes.
Yeah. Was he like Mel Gibson's Mad Max?
Yeah.
Like a younger version? Was it a prequel?
It doesn't matter. There's no continuity to those movies. Timeline doesn't matter. It's just another movie about Mad Max.
You know what? That is kind of funny. Like I was just thinking that. Like, was he even Mad Max? But no, he was. He obviously was. Philip Hatch, appreciate the support, man. I could not tell you, bro. That's one I'd have to like think about.
I would have bogged down that discussion with endless questions. All I remember was he had a iron mask over his mouth. So we're getting too much into Mad Max. I want to talk about the potential death of movie theaters, where it's going, where it is, and how to save it.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to start off my discussion by getting out my notes.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, do you want to go into not just the death of movie theaters, but the death of interest in movies itself?
I don't think there is a death of interest in movies.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So let's stop for a second here. Do you guys agree? We've been talking about this. Do you think there is a death of interest in movies? Or even a decline? What do you think? I think there is a decline. I don't think it's necessarily like a huge decline, but I think there's a decline for sure. For sure.
There is in certain ways, but I mean I have like topic headers and points and stuff like that. So may I just guide you through this discussion, because I have it kind of all laid out in a style of a certain cranky old man.
Okay.
Whose videos I will no longer make. One, because of jokes, and two, because I have to fill the screen with images and pictures that will constantly be copywritten flagged. And it would just be a nightmare. Okay. So let's start it off with a little number one, things that are outdated yet somehow still exist. And I don't think I need to explain these. Maybe they're self-explanatory. Number one, beauty pageants. Number two, graveyards. Number 3, circuses. And number 4, movie theaters.
Okay, I'm going to say graveyards hold a little more sort of personal resonance for people than beauty pageants or circuses.
And beauty pageants is self-explanatory. They still exist.
They still exist, but they feel so antiquated.
Yes, graveyards. Can I explain graveyards?
I'm fine with bulldozing all the graveyards. Throw all those corpses in a pit somewhere. I'm fine with that.
Well, okay, graveyards, excluding other cultures that might send their dead down the river or set them on fire, whatever. I guess Western culture does graveyards, right? And graveyards, when a person would die, this is probably knowledge to most people, their body rots and stinks.
Yes.
So you bury it in the ground. And when you bury someone that you love 6 feet into the ground, you want to mark where they're at so that you know. So you don't accidentally dig them up, number 1. Number 2 is you want to go to mourn the person that you loved and visit them.
Yes.
In their eternal resting place. And prior to photographs and video and things like that, in the ancient times, you had absolutely no way to remember your loved one. Maybe a drawing? An article of clothing? I don't know.
Painting?
Well, a little after cavemen. I don't think cavemen just fed their dead to the wolves. I really don't know, Jay. But in modern times, I think cremations are on the rise more.
Yeah.
And or green burials or what shooting you into space like Scotty.
I mean, that sounds great. Shoot people out of a cannon until they burn up in the atmosphere, and then they're just.
I mean, I kind of see what he's saying. I don't think that's a great example. The circus and the beauty pageant are probably a better example where, yeah, it totally exists. It just is super diminished. You know, another one is like horse racing. And I know we've got a couple of people in here that are really into horse racing, but like at one time, horse racing and also just using horses was like huge. Like everything was driven by horses, you know, beasts of burden. So if you were into like raising horses, there's so much demand for horses. Nowadays, it's really like boutique and kind of like a smaller part of society. And people raise horses. Some of them still do it for like work or for travel. But mostly it's like just a really small part of society where it used to be the whole thing. Right?
Then they're the universe's problem.
Luke Perry got turned into mushrooms. I mean, there's all sorts of options, right? Sure. And you go to, like, who goes to a graveyard? So that's that. Circuses, of course, evolved in the 1800s when we were starting to learn about the world and, oh my gosh, these exotic animals.
Yeah. Now you know how poorly they're taken care of.
How does one see an exotic animal? Yeah. Oh, well, they put them on a parade and make them do tricks and look at that. And then that evolved into zoos. And then I think even zoos, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then, which I think the better progression past zoos is like animal sanctuary, where it's like, you know.
You know what? And he probably hasn't mentioned this because it's a little taboo, but you could say the same thing of like churches. You know, I think at one time church was a huge part of everybody's life. And I think church attendance has been on a very steady decline. And it's kind of antiquated for a lot of people.
They can roam free.
They roam free, and you can maybe like look at them through binoculars and leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah. Well, movie theaters is a pretty recent one then. We're talking about like in the era of the rise of like streaming and larger, increasingly larger and larger televisions.
Sure, but movie theaters, to me, movie theaters represent like a culture or society that's like unified.
Yes.
Where, you know, a movie theater, you'd look in the newspaper or on TV and see the time the movie would start, which is just already ended.
Yo, does anybody in here remember looking up the movie times in the newspaper? Oh, man. Damn.
The movie starts at this time.
Yeah.
The only way to see it is to go to this building with everybody else and watch it. And
if you missed it in the theater, that was it.
Yeah, release windows is chapter 4, so hold your horses there.
Okay.
Movie theaters are a representation of a unified culture when we are rapidly becoming a very fragmented culture. TV ads and trailers used to be where we'd hear about new movies. There was no internet and much less competition for entertainment than there is today. These are the obvious things.
This is something you talked about. I don't remember which Plinkett review it was, but a Plinkett review from like 12, 14 years ago, where you're talking about the cultural blurring effect.
The blurring effect, yeah.
And that was over a decade ago we were talking about that.
Well, that falls in line with the concept of the household name. Like where, and that also is attributed to the unified culture, unified pop culture, where it's like,
so this kind of happens with news, and I see a lot of people make this commentary when it comes to like news and information, because we used to have like Walter Cronkite, and Walter Cronkite would tell it basically like just inform the whole nation. It was kind of like a trusted voice. And now news has become so bifurcated. There's a new word for you. And really just driven into niche, driven into audience capture of a fractured whole. And it's just so different. I mean, right now, the successful model is just tell the one side what they want to hear. I want to say it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. Do you guys remember when CNN was being reworked? And I think this was even a David Zaslav thing, although it could have been somebody else. But they were like, we're going to actually bring on conservative people. We're going to try to be very balanced at CNN. Do you guys remember? Do you remember? Yeah, that shit didn't work at all. They quickly abandoned it, and now they're just telling that side what they want to hear over and over. Yeah. So, like, look, that's the model, and that's what works. And I think it does have to do with a fractured society. It's like Tower of Babylon.
You've seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Everyone in the world knew what Jurassic Park was. Everyone in the world knew what E.T. was, The Matrix. I mean, you go Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, all those big pop culture event movies. Everyone kind of knew what they were, regardless of where you lived or how old you were, or, because you all had kind of like that shared experience or exposure. The only thing today that would be equivalent to that would be like sports.
Sure.
That's kind of like the last thing.
You still have major studios. You still have the few major studios that are putting out their big movies, but those are increasingly more and more frequently flopping. People have turned to other, you can watch movies on Netflix or whatever, original movies made for Netflix.
That's in chapter 3. Okay, hold your horses.
Yeah, Tower of Babel, like I said.
A scary movie, not on the screen, but actually in the theater. Rats running through a movie theater at a mall in New Jersey.
Number 2.
New Jersey, where you at?
Have movies changed?
Yes. Movies have changed, and people's interest in movies has changed.
How has movies changed it?
Well, the budgets keep going up, for one. That's a big thing.
Okay.
It's an unsustainable structure right now. For a while there, for a good, 10, 12 years there, the run of Marvel, the budgets kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where in order for a movie to be considered a success, it had to break $1 billion at the box office. And that's just unrealistic. The new Mission Impossible movie, they're in the middle of making it. They had to postpone production because there was like an issue with, they're trying to film on a submarine or something crazy. So they had to postpone because there was technical issues with the submarine. And now the budget for the new Mission Impossible movie is ballooned to over $400 million, reportedly, supposedly. So yeah, that era of just pumping more and more and more money into these movies is unsustainable. So
you know what's funny about that? So I was thinking about this with regards to Captain America, right? Because look, if Captain America, let me say it to you guys like this, okay? And you can just let this absorb, okay? If Captain America Brave New World was a really good, really impressive movie, they would not be doing the reshoots. Right? So we can start there. So basically, they have spent whatever, let's say $200 million on this movie. They are now at a crossroads where you either release it and it sucks, or you cancel it and they're not willing to cancel it. And so the third option rears its ugly head. The third option is dump even more money into it to try to make it better. And like what's going on with Captain America is so weird because Marvel, here's what it is. Marvel as a brand is so valuable to Disney that they are willing to maybe eat shit on a couple of movies to keep that cash cow relevant and alive for years and years to come. So Captain America becomes, oh no, we can't cancel it because it's Black Captain America and will look horrible. And we can't release it the way it is because it sucks. So we have to dump money, keep reshooting it, and try to make it better. And like my question is, like, what happens if they spend all this money and it's still not good? Like, damn. And, that's just one example, but I'm sure, like, that happens in Hollywood a lot, where they're like, well, we could make it better if we spend more. And that's probably part of why the budgets are ballooning.
I think that's changed, and also I think people's perception of movies has changed in that younger people, and this isn't even a criticism, I don't want this to be like those young kids, but I think younger people just aren't as interested in movies and the movie-going experience. They get their entertainment elsewhere.
Yeah.
People aren't going to the theaters anymore because everything is either a remake, a reboot, or a comic book movie. Wrong.
Well, it's wrong in that that's a new thing. The idea of everything. Like,
Sure.
I mean, you go back to the 80s, every movie is like an Indiana Jones sequel, another Batman movie.
Let me stop you there.
Oh.
Because my research proves otherwise.
Yeah, box office numbers here.
Let me tell you this. Here's my, let me just get my charts out of the way. And of course I'll have graphics for the audience at home. This is via Box Office Mojo, IMDb Pro. I was going to do this by decades, and then I realized I didn't have to. I compiled a list of the top 200 highest grossing movies of all time, adjusted for inflation.
Okay.
And there's other factors in the data that aren't really included. Like, for example, when Gone with the Wind came out, there were no megaplexes. There weren't 25 movies coming out every month.
Everybody saw Gone with the Wind because it was the only movie.
Right. It was the only movie. There might have been two.
Sure. What was the other one? No one remembers.
Yeah, there might have been. This Laurel and Hardy fight the Wolfman. And also, maybe they saw the movie 6 times because it was great.
Well, it's like Titanic, right? Everyone saw that. Was in theaters for like 9 months.
Yes.
Because everyone kept seeing it again and again.
Out of the 200 most grossing films.
Kendall says, back in school for my master's, I've been thinking about how you can make movies and shows in a new VR immersive format. VR will replace screens. Yeah, I think it's a combination. I mean, I think that could be the case. but it's going to have to be a seamless experience. I think convenience is still king for like human behavior. But yeah, I think that's the future, but I don't think it's movies. Yeah, I don't know.
Films of all time, 84 were in the last 24 years.
Okay.
Nearly half.
That's pretty good.
Existed in the last 24 years, from 2000 to today. 84 out of 200.
It's more than I would have expected. But maybe this is in your information. How many of those are original films? As in not sequels or remakes or...
Why I happen to have that graph for you.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
The orange represents original movie ideas. The blue represents sequels, remakes, reboots, Star Wars, Marvel,
Existing IPs.
Existing IPs. Then when you take a look at the other 112, the orange represents original movie ideas.
Okay.
These are your Batmans.
Yeah.
And, things.
But can't you explain this by the fact that IPs are being developed over this time period? Because Star Wars is an original concept when it first comes out. In the last 20 years, it becomes established IP. Do you see what I mean? So, I don't know. I think this data is a little misleading.
It's like that.
Well, I guess what would be like the original Star Wars? Because that was before it was a franchise.
I included Star Wars as an original idea.
Okay.
Did not include Empire and, Return of the Jedi.
Interesting.
And stuff like
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, like,
at that point,
there are things that are gray areas, like Jurassic Park, of course, wasn't a famous IP. It was based on a novel, the Michael Crichton book, and I would say, I don't know what 5% of the people read the book. You know,
the book's a lot more like the second one, actually. The second, in fact, I believe the opening scene of the second movie is the first scene in the novel.
But then, of course, Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, it would be considered an IP at that point.
Yeah.
Gray areas. I use my best judgment.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way. And the bulk of highest grossing movies are remakes, sequels. So people say, well, Hollywood needs to stop making reboots and remakes and sequels and things based on existing IP, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, they don't. Like, the bean counters know that that's where the money's at. And that's.
I think the perception of sequels and remakes is different now than it was in, like, the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, that's
now
true.
people are more, they hear like, oh, we're getting Inside Out 2. Where people are a little more tired of it than they probably were in the 80s when it still felt, because that was kind of the rise of sequels, was sort of the 80s. Starting with like Star Wars in the late 70s and then going into the sequels to that. So that was like, it still kind of felt new and exciting. Like, oh, I liked Batman 1989. Now there's another one. But now you're like, oh, they're making another Batman.
But the in between the years of 1939 to 1999, there were a lot of sequels, but there was a lot of big risks being taken too on new ideas that paid off.
Yeah.
Because that's where you went to watch a movie, was the theaters, and that's why they paid off.
Yes.
They won't pay off today because you could watch it at home. It's a different dynamic. So now...
Yeah, so I wonder, I mean, they might get to this point, but I think part of this has to do with like tech companies and even Disney. Like, if you think about Disney, they're not a tech company, but like when they start buying this IP, some of it's based on how they could make money in the box office. But I think Disney was attracted to how they could make money off of the IP through like various other means, whether it's the parks, merchandising, licensing, these ideas, right? And then you think about like Apple or even Netflix. I don't think they think of any individual piece of IP as being the way to make money. Like Netflix basically makes money by being the Coca-Cola of streaming. Like the app you will not get rid of because all the things come through Netflix. And it's like a cable channel that you're just going to pay for forever. And a lot of that is actually technologically driven. It's like algorithm and rotation of content and knowing the user and all these really interesting things. Even Apple, like I don't think Apple is thinking of their shows or their movies as like, we're going to make the money off of this. I think for Apple, some of it's like ecosystem. They want you to have a library of content to use the technology for. So whether that's like the, iPad or your iPhone or your Apple TV or your Apple Vision Pro or anything like that, right? So I think that's actually a big part of why the maybe general decline in movies has been accelerated, because when they're not actually thinking of the movie as the thing that makes the money, then it's not going to get like the attention, marketing, development that it deserves. So I think that's part of it too, but maybe he'll get there.
They almost have to completely rely on remakes, sequels, recognizable IPs. For example, coming out this summer season, Inside Out 2.
Oh, we just had a couple weeks ago, we had the Planet of the Apes movie that flopped as well. That already came out. No one even knew it came out.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know.
See? That's what I mean. It was like a huge flop.
Yep.
A Quiet Place Day 1.
Yep.
Despicable Me 4.
Yep.
Of course.
Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Yep.
I think the summer movie season is going to be
Deadpool
based
3.
on the success of probably Despicable Me 4 and Inside Out 2.
I'd say Deadpool will probably do
And
pretty
Deadpool, sorry. Yeah, Deadpool 2. Because those are going to bring in the money, and it's because...
In theory.
Well,
it's supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, Garfield, I think people are just like, I think little kids are too young for Garfield. They know Inside Out and Despicable Me. I think those will be more financially successful.
Yeah, little kids don't even know Garfield.
This Super Mario Brothers movie was very successful.
Yes, it was.
Because they have a slew of modern Super Mario games that appeal to kids.
That's something that's not just based on nostalgia. It's consistently been popular for decades. Yeah.
Sure.
Another factor in here is the blip of the writer's strike.
And that was kind of an interesting point. They kind of like gloss over that, but I think that's fair. Is the IP nostalgic, or is the IP actively doing numbers? Because that's actually a great point. Like Super Mario Bros., it's not just something that we all played on the SNES. Like people play Mario Brothers a lot, consistently. The numbers are there, like they don't lie, right? So, yeah, I think that's a good point.
That's true, yeah.
Which may have slowed down.
Pandemic, writer's strike, actor's strike, like all that kind of muddied the waters of
the
releases.
thing is, though, video, also not to muddy the conversation, but video games are long, complicated things that people play, and those work better as prestige television, such as Fallout and...
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, yes.
Yeah, well, those are more, I'm talking about more like Mario
silly
type
games?
kitty games.
I mean, there was
Legend
a
of
Sonic
Zelda.
sequel.
Oh yeah, those do pretty well, those Sonic movies.
Yeah,
The third one of those is coming out this summer.
No, a lot of those are just what can we do with the kids this weekend? That's really what those are.
It was a black site search.
That's actually me in the theater.
And change your clothes before you sit onto your furniture so you're not just transferring your bacteria to your furniture from the theater seat.
Number 3, the world is changing.
Okay, after this number 3, we'll get out of here. Maybe we'll watch the rest on Wednesday, but I'm starving. Guys, I'm so hungry.
3 C's: competition, cost, and COVID. So I was browsing around while in the midst of writing this, and I noticed a tweet from a guy named Elias Tofexis. You probably don't know who that is. He's like a voice actor.
He sounds Amish.
And he explained everything in a nice, simple tweet.
Okay.
And it was about the death of movie theaters. And I'm going to paraphrase here a little. He says, COVID really made people comfortable with watching new movies at home.
That's true.
And I thought that was an interesting way of saying that, because a lot of people say movie theaters are dying because people don't want to go back because of COVID. They're scared of collective environments.
Oh, yeah, I think we're past that at this point.
We are definitely past that at this
It's
point.
because of something that we championed early in the pandemic, was just release everything to streaming. But now the genie's out of the bottle. You're not going to get people back in theaters because, it'll be on streaming in 2 weeks.
Consumer behavior, right? We talked about this while we were going through the pandemic. Like, when you change consumer behavior, it's really hard to go back.
That's the kind of excuse people make for the theater struggling now, is because COVID did so much damage. And yes, COVID did damage to movie theaters when it was happening. But now that it's over, I don't think, I haven't thought about COVID in so long.
Yeah.
And then you see footage of like other things going on, like concerts, conventions. And it's a
more social environments that people want to get back to.
I see crowds all over, and I have that little thought pops into my head, and I remember COVID. And you see footage of like concerts, happening, summer concerts, and the people are just jam packed in. You're like, oh, and so some people say, well, no one's going back to the theaters because of what happened during COVID, and they're traumatized.
Well, that's the 4th C. That's cope. They're coping. That's a lie.
Yeah, that's true.
It's people want to get back to social events that they enjoy that you can't get at home.
True.
A
Right.
concert.
Yes, and that's the difference between a concert and a movie, because some people will stupidly say, well, people go to concerts. But why aren't they going to movies? Because you go to a concert to see a band on the stage, the Foo Fighters or whatever, and that's them.
You're not going to get that same experience at home.
Yeah, you could watch a video of them, but it's not the same thing. And like, that's where they are. That's the one place in the whole world that they're playing right now.
Yeah.
And that's special, and that's a thing, and it's like
I can pull out my phone and watch The Fall Guy right now.
Movies can be watched anywhere at any time. You don't have to go to a theater, and that wasn't the case in the past.
Yes.
And then he says younger people, like his kids, don't want to sit through movies because of YouTube and TikTok. Things were different when he was a kid, and of course it's too expensive. Cost is the other one, to take the family out to the movies, because everyone wants concessions, of course, how movies really make their money.
I saw this tweet too. I'm pretty sure this tweet blew up.
So much like going to a baseball game or even a concert, you buy concessions, beer, a hot dog costs $17, it's like that's, but at a movie, concessions should be cheaper.
That might be a way to bring people back.
If they want to survive. So I thought, but the most important part of that tweet was that COVID's made people more comfortable with staying home.
Yeah.
But that doesn't also include the many other benefits of watching a movie at home.
Yeah. Well, that's, I think, the tweet mentioned costs.
What's the biggest difference between watching a movie at home and watching a movie at the theaters? What's the biggest difference? Bro, stop screaming randomly. Do I scream randomly, guys? I'm sorry if I do. My bad. I'll never do it again. The sound? It's the convenience. I think it's the convenience. I mean, sure. It could be like, crowds, but think about this. What do you have to do to watch a movie at home? Like you literally just watch the movie. What do you got to do to watch a movie in a theater? You got to schedule it. You got to travel. You got to buy the tickets. You got to get the concessions or don't. You got to go into the theater. You got to suffer through a half hour of ads. One of the last movies we saw, oh man, what was it? It wasn't a Marvel movie. I'm blanking on what it was, but we were literally we were 20 minutes past the 15 minutes that I usually include for trailers. Dune. It was Dune. We were 20 minutes late. We come in, literally still previews. 35 minutes of previews. Oh my God. Yeah. So it's just convenience, man. Like we were watching Godzilla -1 last night, having a good time. We could pause it if one of us has to go to the bathroom. We can watch it in chunks. We're going to finish it tonight. We can rewind it if we want. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, convenience.
You have to, pay to see a movie in a theater. You pay for concessions and stuff. If you rent it at home, even if it's like a new release rental where Amazon charges like $20, you don't have to pay $20 for everyone on your couch.
Right.
It's a one-time fee.
Yep.
Streaming and digital platforms have completely like devalued a movie.
Yeah.
And the idea that a movie is something like special, that you have to go to the movie theater and watch with a group of people in this magical environment.
Yep.
Now that's completely eradicated. It's been blown to smithereens.
Lonzo says, "What's up, gang? Was listening to the pool or in the pool with my girl. Nervention for life. My phone overheated. Glad you're still alive. Oh, appreciate you, bro. That's kind of funny. Enjoying the pool, huh? That's nice, man.
It has it hasn't, because there are anomalies.
Well, there's always going to be an anomaly. I mean, everyone brings up Oppenheimer.
Yes, I'm trying to segue into that, because with any scientific-ish research that is done, there are always weird anomalies to...
I do wonder, because that was the big thing with Oppenheimer and Barbie, was the whole Barbenheimer thing. And that became a big kind of cultural... meme, basically.
They like eventized it and it became a cultural moment. Kind of similar to Endgame, except this was just like a funny combination of movies that were both unique and that felt like you needed to see and be a part of and take the picture for your social media. It's like the same thing that some of those stupid drinks at Starbucks, like the unicorn drink and shit like that. Like, that's just like catching a cultural windfall, you know?
And I wonder if those two movies didn't get released right next to each other. Like, would Oppenheimer have done as well as it did just on its own? And would Barbie have done as well as it did just on its own? Or was it that sort of combination that got the people talking about both movies? Because that's a thing, too, is awareness.
Part of the explosive box office numbers, the Barbenheimer Challenge, seeing both Barbie and the new movie Oppenheimer in the same day.
Also, we're talking about cultural connection, cultural events where everyone goes. Everyone, like Barbie was more so than Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was like a buzzworthy Christopher Nolan film. It's good. It's good. It's going to be great. It's going to
see it in IMAX.
I got to see it in IMAX. Got to see it on the big screen. It's important, and that sort of like. And the knowledge that a movie of that magnitude is not going to be on streaming a week later, like The Fall Guy, is probably in everyone's minds. It's going to be a while before I can see it again. And that was the method that used to work before, the release window method.
Oh, sure.
And we'll talk about that next. But I wanted to also bring up the Taylor Swift Eras Tour film.
Waving phone lights, dancing in aisles, even belting out lyrics at the top of your lungs.
Do you guys know what karma is? Have you ever heard of karma? Do you remember when I was like making fun of all the NFL players and the NFL fans, and I was like, ha ha ha, T Swift, and I was just like, I'm so glad that T Swift is helping to drive the ball down the field and shit like that. And now we actually have Taylor Swift meeting with Kevin Feige, and we might have to deal with shit like this. Like, imagine we go to see fucking Secret Wars, and we got fucking Swifties in the aisles in front of the theater dancing and shit like this. I should have never opened my big, fat mouth. Okay, JJ Lamont, thanks for the 10, brother. Says, when I went to see Dune 2, an old woman fell out of her mobile chair and snapped her leg and bled everywhere. I had to call 911 and missed the first 10 minutes. Damn. I still probably prefer that over what we're looking at on the screen right now, but that is crazy, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
It's a concert film, but it was less about seeing it and more about all these like teenage girls getting in a theater and singing together, and being part of something like the Barbie movie. And those are really the only like last best hope for movie theaters.
I'm gonna go to this movie at least 13 times.
What?
Is if somebody releases a super high quality product.
Well, they all have something unique about them. Like, I know obviously Barbie is based on a long existing IP.
Yeah, it's a big deal that there's a Barbie.
It's a Barbie movie, and it's coming from a perspective that isn't like an Angry Birds movie. Like, here's a thing that's popular with kids, so we're making a cheapo kiddie movie.
Or the Chippendales movie.
Oh, sure, yeah. Just something like cheap to distribute to kids. They did something unique with it.
The next best thing would be is if they made a Care Bears movie directed by like Seth MacFarlane.
Sure.
Where the Care Bears get bumped into the real world.
Hey, Tim Davis. Hey, Tim Davis, thanks for gifting a membership, brother. Appreciate you, man.
From somewhere up in the sky.
And they shoot their power beams at like homeless drug addicks.
Yeah.
And it just does nothing.
Yeah.
It's like the Muppets Take Manhattan, you know? they just get a fucking dose of reality. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Proving that at the box office, life in plastic is fantastic.
So on the subject of cost, my data about the box office returns is based only on inflation. So the general price of tickets, I haven't really paid attention, might have gone up quite a bit. I don't know. Like, do they still have matinee?
I think they have, but it's certain markets, right? So, like, when I was in Philly, like, you had to pay like $15 to $20 just for any movie opening night. Now, like, where I'm at, it's not like that. Like, stuff's pretty cheap, but yeah, I don't know.
Prices, I'm a little out of touch on these subjects.
I think it depends on the theater chain.
I just buy the tickets and I don't look at the price.
When you go to the theater twice in a year, because that's all we do anymore.
Yeah.
I did see, I mean, it depends. I think it depends on the theater and it depends on the region. Because I saw someone complaining about the price of like one ticket for one movie somewhere was like over $20.
Yeah,
it's like, well, that's absurd. In this day and age, especially, that's absurd.
I'm sure like the New York market is different than like the
for sure.
Boise, Idaho market.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm sure it's like gas prices. I'm sure there's an average. 2 people, 4.
Again, if you want to, you can watch it at home and pay one price to rent it.
Right.
And that's it.
So cost, and then there's gimmicks.
Where are you going? Start pulling hard.
Obviously, the cost was more with the 3D crap. That's
basically dead.
That's
now,
basically dead. And then the idea, I think, instead of focusing on, and this goes into our chapter of how to fix the movie theaters. I think instead of focusing on one super high quality products that are very exclusive to theaters, because I see that only in theaters, and I roll my eyes.
Oh, sure.
Because I say, oh, okay, sure. I'm just going to do other things until it's on streaming, dummy. Yeah. But in the past, that used to mean something.
Yeah.
Number 4, release windows.
Okay, we'll call it there. Look, I think it's a good video so far. I like the research he did. I like some of the ideas they have. I think, the truth is, they're speaking to a multitude of issues, and I think that's probably what it is, right? Like, there's a lot to it. So, yeah, maybe we'll finish this on Wednesday. Tomorrow night, we'll do the Acolyte watch party. And, yeah, hey, guys, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. This air conditioner is a lifesaver because we're now able to just kick it. We could do really long streams. Maybe I will come up with some solutions for food because it seems like we got the camera figured out. That took us a couple of years. We got the air conditioner figured out. That took us like another year. So the next thing we got to figure out is food. How do I eat foods on the stream? But, yeah, we'll figure it out. So I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for being here. I might have an Acolyte video out later tonight. It's really just for Adam. So you guys can watch it if you want. Adam, you have to watch it. You have to suffer through. So, yeah, maybe that'll release later tonight. I'm going to go eat some food. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Acolyte time, baby. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.
There are 3.
Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Another happy landing. Man, it's so much nicer in here. Oh my God. Friday was terrible, man. Friday was hell. 3 separate trips to Lowe's, returning shit constantly. Doing electrical work. Being outside for hours upon hours. Spending all day figuring it out and then being like, wait, what the fuck is error E5? It sucked, but you know what? It's worth it because now we can stream all through the summer. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your patience. We're back in business, baby. Let's keep it moving. Open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt hole. Your butthole. Wash out your butthole.